Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. We're seeing North American stock futures a little bit muted this morning. We are in positive territory, but only just. Coming off yet another solid performance yesterday, reversing early declines to close quite strong at the end of the day. The NASDAQ obviously above 10,000 for the first time yesterday. We had tech stocks across the board leading the way. Big gains in Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, even Alphabet, all sharply higher today. It's Fed Day. We're going to get an interest rate decision from the U.S. Federal Reserve at 2 p.m. Widely expected, no change. They'll leave rates where they are, near zero. Obviously, everyone going to be paying more attention to the comments from Fed Chair Powell in regards to forward-looking guidance. The asset purchasing program expected to remain in place as well. So that's coming up at 2 o'clock today. Individually today, Tesla shares on watch, creeping ever closer to that $1,000 level. The company CEO out in an email yesterday that was seen by Reuters saying they're set to ramp up production of the semi-truck. So that's big news for Tesla. Obviously, no date given, but interesting move already for Tesla to the upside. We have energy names to the downside. We have hotels to the downside. Some of the travel stocks as well in negative territory. It's also Wednesday. That means crude oil inventory is coming up at 10:30. We got to look at May CPI data in the U.S. this morning, negative 0.1%. Versus a flat reading on that number. It is Wednesday, June 10th, 2020. Trader TV Live starts now. And there we go. A look at APAC region markets from the overnight session. A little bit mixed here. You can see Shanghai in positive territory. The Hong Kong market ending about flat. Australia was lower. Let's go over to Europe and have a look at how things are shaping up heading towards the midday session over in Europe. Yeah, pretty muted here. Top to bottom, right across the board. Nothing too exciting. We'll shift over to North America and see how futures are looking. Yeah, in positive territory. You can see the NASDAQ as I'm sitting here, guys, just continuing into record high territory, already a full percent to the upside for the NASDAQ, above 10,000, obviously. S&P and Dow also positive. You can see Brazil's open there, up 1%. We have crude to the downside today, and gold also in positive territory. It's been an impressive week already, but this is another day, guys, that we're looking very strong. Here we go once again. Obviously, Tesla to talk about today. We have the Fed coming up, probably a bit of a non-event, but will be interesting to hear the comments from Fed Chair Powell.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's even rumors that one of the dots in the dot plot could be pointing towards negative interest rates. Everyone's going to be watching that at 2 o'clock. I mean, you're talking about the markets up. I got to be honest with you, we just took some GNUS back out here, been talking in the chat and tweeted this one out. The pre-market volume has just been so good in a lot of these names here. 12 million GNUS, Genius Brands, 8 million is done in Hertz already at 9 o'clock. And just got a 50-penny winner on a 528 short here. And I just feel like these stocks are going to keep on giving here. So as much as the travel space is in play, Lakeland, I believe, we're going to be watching that one heavily as well. So a lot of new names coming into play here. GNUS, little blast from the past, already a nice little winner here.
Yeah, and by blast from the past, maybe blast from 2 weeks ago. I think.
Or yesterday.
It's only been it's been busy for a bit, but yeah, it's also dark shirt day. I noticed here. Neil, myself, and Brendan all wearing dark shirts. Of course, Valeria has to spoil the party and wear something light. But okay, here we go, guys. Just a quick one here. We're gonna get ready for Hertz. Hertz looking to break 350 here. That should happen very soon. They get delisting notice. Obviously, we've already talked about that, and then they're appealing it. So that'll be around for a bit here. We'll see. I don't know how long that normally takes. Maybe we can do some crack research and find out about that. But right now, it looks like Hertz is going to break. And I got triggered into a little bit of a short there, but I'm waiting for 50 to break. So once 50 does break, we'll take a little bit short. Try not to get too caught up in all of this. Yeah, here it goes right now. I'm still not short, so I don't know what's happened, but we'll wait to see what's going on here. You know what? Maybe we're having some, I don't know, whatever. I'm short a little bit here on Hertz. Let's just get this day going, guys. Yeah, NASDAQ all-time highs, Brendan. Impressive. Tesla going to break 1K too.
Yeah, the volume on Hertz again this morning, pretty impressive as well. We'll get to that in a second here. Let's go over to the desk first and say good morning to Valeria.
Good morning and hello everyone. Guys, I wish you a great trading day, and we're here as usual to make it even better. Sign up to our daily free watch list at the link I'm sending on the chat. And of course, subscribe to this channel to receive notifications when we are back on air. Guys, hit the thumbs up. Your support is very important to us. I'll see you later. Back to traders.
All right, let's get into what is moving in the pre-market here. I want to start with Tesla. An internal email yesterday seen by Reuters from Elon Musk said they're ready to ramp up production on the semi-truck, spreading that work out over many different facilities. Obviously, there was no date given as to when this is going to happen, but it seems any news for Tesla is good news, guys, because look at this. 5%, yeah, there's 1,000 right there, just above us here. Kind of staring it in the face.
Yeah, I mean, several tests at it so far this morning. You know, I mean, the pre-market action has tried to get through. We got 998, 60. I mean, I have here showing about 52 as the top. I don't know if it ticked a little bit above that on some dark pool prints, but Tesla's done 1 million shares almost in pre-market volume, which is pretty fantastic when you look at it. All eyes on 1,000 to the upside. A rejection, 987, 985 area. Maybe that starts you a little something on a pullback play here. So either way, everyone's going to be watching 1,000 on the break. It's one of those trades that you want to make sure you're look, if you have the tolerance, you should be in that trade, see how far the break can go. There should be some stops that will run there. Everyone wants to break that little long trade at 1,000 on Tesla. Nice little number. Then, of course, Nikola probably affected by that Musk memo as well. So got to be watching that stock heavily. So both those names can be in play today. Tesla 1,000, sort of obvious level.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing, is waiting for that 1,000 level to break. I mean, Tesla, we talked about that. We didn't trade much Apple at all yesterday, and Apple's going to break 350 as well today. What a monster this trade has been. Apple just, I mean, I don't even have to go over any of this. This was only 332 yesterday, ripped up to 344, another 3.5% on a $1.5 trillion market cap. I mean, this is just absolutely insane. The NASDAQ is going off, needless to say here. So that's going to include Apple. You're going to see Facebook today as well. Busting to new highs, 241.50, maybe a breakout here as well. So if you do believe in the bull march here, get your popcorn ready, because Facebook, Microsoft, Tesla, Apple, our boy Amazon also now at all-time highs through 2,600 today, and no problems as well. I mean, we got up to 26.25 yesterday here, guys, and then now today is just cruising for a bruising. I mean, don't be afraid to trade this stock. I mean, I know obviously a lot of people don't have, aren't trading with this kind of capital. Some platforms will allow you with fractional shares. I'm not sure if you guys are using those platforms or not, but if you just drop like a zero from this, then it's a $264 stock, and there it's rate like Facebook or something. So it's still very, very tradable. Just lower your risk, guys. Everything NASDAQ today, Brendan, seems to be popping.
All right, guys, let's go over to another one in the electric car world. NIO announcing aftermarket yesterday. Big dip down on NIO shares. Aftermarket about 5% to the downside after they announced they're going to raise some equity with a 60 million American depository share sell that's going to be happening over the next couple of days, I believe it is. They also said they intend to grant the underwriters of the ADS offering 30-day option to purchase up to an additional 9 million ADS shares. So NIO, it did come back from the initial gap to the downside here, 640 touched in the pre-market. We're basically right back to where we were on decent volume here so far.
Yeah, right before we get to that, through 340, watch out Hertz here, getting some out in the mid-30s. Reload when it tried to hold at 350. I love consolidation in the pre-market. NIO here, we had some levels, of course, on the breakout yesterday that we can watch on any retracement. 620 is going to be one of them. That was a clear and obvious breakout point. 650 was a level that we took most of our shares out, but it blew past that towards 85. So watch out for that one. If you're looking to fade NIO, look, you're probably taking a shot in front of 65, but the fact that they're immediately recovering this gap shows a little bit of bull strength in NIO, and it's just been such a strong stock lately. So, 685, you can take one shot short in front of it, but I'm probably going to be reversing along there, or 7 if we want to continue this crazy ride. And I'm looking at 620 as a sort of resistance turning into support at some point today. So on a dip, I'll look at 620 to be the first support level.
I'd like to look at a dip on NIO, but I don't know if we're going to get one today just because of how strong it's been. And then this news should have brought the stock down a bit on an offering. But yeah, Neil's right. All the way up here, 680, 685. What did I write down? 680. So the same kind of levels here. Maybe even 675. The problem with 675 is you have to be willing to take some out if you get long. 675 on this break takes them out around 680, 685, and then maybe get more long if that does break. So I'm excited to trade this one. It's a Chinese ADR, so there's always going to be some hesitation when you are trading it. And again, I guess if you get below this 640 level, which we may do, then I would look at a short 640 NIO, 680 long. It's pretty well structured.
All right, let's talk about Hertz, guys. Obviously receiving the NYSE delisting notice. They're going to appeal that. There's no, obviously, date set for that, but we'll keep that on watch. Let you know when it does come out that the appeal process is underway, at least. They also announced they terminated their chief marketing officer back on June 5th. Not really related, but with no reason. They gave no reason for that termination. Obviously, $4 up here ended up being a bit of a support level yesterday, late in the day. We are well below that already.
Yeah, to say the least, significantly below, 15% below, Brendan. So 380 was a rollover point. I guess you'd watch that on a pullback. The next levels to the downside. I mean, I'm looking at 315 and 290, 315, which could come relatively quickly if we can hold that 350, 360 area that we just broke through. So with Hertz, I think you want to be at least a little bit more active, not get sort of wrapped up in married to only one trade or only one idea, because there's so much activity that there should be lots of trades in Hertz. So I'm going to try to be in it as often as I can here with a first short here at that 350 mark a couple of times.
Okay, those institutions and algos. I'm just reading some articles here about everybody talking about Robinhood traders running up these stocks. I mean, and I said this yesterday, I think it was to Brendan, but like Apple did 45 million shares yesterday, and it's a $350 stock. You just do the simple math on that. That's not Robinhood investors. Okay, this is algos and big money going into some of these names. So look for these moves to continue. Hertz today, I sent out an email there, a tweet, actually copied somebody. Thanks for that. We have it in our notes as well. Sign up for our morning watch list, guys. We talked all about the Hertz delisting procedures going to go through. Obviously, they're going to appeal it. I mean, the stock seems to be strong right now, so they may have a case there. But either way, we're going to be short this name today. We do like it. If I've already been short, I mean, I know Neil has too. We've already talked about it, but we're both short here, 350, 360, and then I've cashed some out here at 40. I guess my best out was 38. I'm guessing that we're going to go lower. We're at 39 right now. So big win already on board for this name, and I think we're going to continue it throughout the day. Why not? Shorted in front of that 380. You don't have any problems with that, but it's going good. Today, we're also, guys, Market Wisdom. Those of you that have checked out that page, thank you so much. We just crossed, I think it was 4,000 minutes or 4,000 watched hours, almost 4,000 or more than 4,000 subscribers now as well. So that's kicking off, and that's our educational segments, right? So we're doing that today at 1 p.m. So you guys can join us live at 1 p.m. for 4 new segments. Is that correct, Brendan?
Yes, absolutely, guys. Well, we have a brand new graphic to show you as well that we'll throw up here on the screen.
There it is.
You know what is coming up today. Yeah, 1 p.m., guys. Join us over on Market Wisdom. We're going to do a live recording once again of 4 separate segments, educational segments. You can see the topics there. We'll cover all of those and then some. So please join us again at 1 p.m. Over at Market Wisdom. That's should be a good one. Let's keep going here, guys. Chewy, the next one. Sean, you're a big fan of this one. Chewy, obviously out aftermarket yesterday with earnings. They reported a loss, but it was actually better than expected. So 12-cent per share loss on revenue of $1.62 billion. Both numbers beat expectations. They also posted adjusted EBITDA that came in, or a positive adjusted EBITDA that came in for the first time ever on the positive side. Stock hit 52-week highs yesterday. We're down a little bit here in the pre-market.
And I think that's kind of the problem here with it, with stocks hitting 52-week highs going into earnings. You sort of really need to blow it out once you come up with those kind of metrics. And we see the run that Chewy's been on lately. Let me just call up a daily chart for you guys here real quick. That's the ES. No, where's my daily chart? Here it is. No, that's my 1 minute chart. Okay, here's my daily chart. Yeah, there it is. Okay, you see the run that Chewy's made here, obviously from the bottom of March, $22. I'm an investor in this area. I think it was 28 or 29. I'm long. Busted up to $50. $50 today. We've broken out. This $50 was a breakout. I was expecting a lot more off this report. I think the numbers are great. What are you supposed to do? They're a recent IPO here. They're an internet company. They sell pet food, pet stuff, all online. So I do like the space. We do see what happens with, I think there's a possible buyout potential in here. I know there's a lot of corporate money already in this with PetSmart and whatnot. So let's just look at this. It does get as high as 53. I don't think we get anywhere near there. It's $163 or 163,000. I wish $163. 160,000 shares. Not very many today. Let's just play it very, very simple, guys. Yesterday's close, 51.80. You break through 51.80, you go long. That's it. I'm just going to play that, make it very, very simple, and let's see what winds up happening, guys. 51.80. Yesterday's close. Let's see it go red to green.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I'd add is 52.25 seemed like resistance. So 51.50 or 51.80, that break you talked about, Sean. 52.50 would be a nice little first target area, I think, to the upside. And then a 50 break down, just based on the pre-market action, would seem like a nice little level there if you're shorting it. I'm not going to be shorting it, though.
All right, let's talk about Nikola Motors, guys. We mentioned it briefly there a couple of times, but back on watch this morning. To the downside, finally, we had a couple of days where the stock was just going crazy to the upside yesterday. We did have an 8% move to the downside in the aftermarket. It's been extremely volatile. Obviously, it's more than doubled back on Monday, despite the company reiterating we'll have no positive revenue until next year at the earliest. So NKLA here, 3.8% to the downside. 76, a bit of a level in the aftermarket yesterday, I guess.
You got to give the buts. But they're going to challenge the Ford F-150, man. They're coming for the crown at this point. So, look, obviously...
Not getting that crown.
I know, but I see that and I'm just like, really? Like, how many years in a row has that been like the #1 truck in America? I don't even know. It's probably like 10, maybe even more than 10 years. So, look, Nikola, you look at these levels here, 73 to the bottom side on any kind of a little bit of a break there. You got to make sure you pay for the locates. Obviously, it's not going to be regularly shortable for almost anybody here, but we can get the pay for locates. To the upside, look, I mean, you're probably watching an 80 break. 78 was a good one yesterday, so that level as well. But I'm more firmly looking at that 73 mark to the downside. You saw how crazy it flushed yesterday off the open before finding a bit of a bottom, and there was nothing really special about 57. It just that just happens to be where it stalled out after the halt. So I don't put too much weight into that level to the downside, but at least 73 here was the afternoon bottom and the pre-market bottom.
Yeah, I liked, I thought, are you sure it was 73? Oh, yeah, it is 73. My bad. Yeah, I thought it was 72, but it's 73. Yeah, good luck. I just put my orders there to go short at 72, but I think Neil's right about 73.
You know what? It got to 72.80 in the aftermarket, it looks like, or at the end of the day yesterday at the bottom.
I'll probably, I mean, we're splitting hairs at this point because $1 on Nikola's, the spread is like 90 cents. So, okay, one thing we didn't do yet, though, that we always do every day, and I know you guys like this, is to look over here at the imbalance locator. And it's funny that I didn't even realize this. I'm so bearish on Hertz, as I'm hoping some of you guys are as well. It's already a 3.3 million sell imbalance. So we saw what happened when it had a 5 or 7 million buy imbalance, I believe, on Monday. Yesterday was relatively nothing on the imbalance. And then today we're getting big again, obviously, on some of that news. We didn't look at WLL, but that was one of my best stocks yesterday. AMC, you know what, Brendan, there's so much on the board here. I'm not even going to do this anymore. We'll check back on this with about a minute to go. Let's just run over some of these names.
Yeah, we got to get to a few more here. I want to get to that Vroom, that IPO from yesterday, VRM. But first, let's talk about AMC. Obviously been in the news over the past few weeks, moving to the upside today on earnings, guys, that were actually better than expected on the revenue side anyways. The company, if you remember, about a month ago, they were talking about concerns continuing operations. They were running out of cash. There was rumors about Amazon possibly being interested. That ended up being AMC Networks. AMCX is the ticker of that one. So AMC, yeah, guys, earnings to the upside, I guess here, 16.5% on the day. We're back to $7 for this stock.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I didn't even, I honestly, I didn't even really look at this one.
I might get hurt shorting this one today.
Today, but $7 for this. Look, I mean, whether or not it's Amazon involved in this name or not, I mean, nice little return here. I don't know. Again, this is going to be one of those, USA recovery plays, I guess, where more people are going to be going back to the theaters. I don't think so. A little bit overdone to me. But again, do you really want to step in front of a train that could just, I don't know, maybe we can find out what the short interest is, but AMC today up big time. And I'm not a bull, and that's just because, again, I'd rather be a bear on some of these stocks that are apparently these recovery plays.
Yeah, I think I was looking at, like, it was 29 or 39%. I'll have to double check which one it is. 720, I guess that's going to break a few backs here to the upside. If we can hold this range here between 7 evens, it's like actually 690 and 70 and 710 here, maybe a little bit of a breakdown off the open could be a little bit of a play here, up 16%. So there's probably some room to fill in the gap to the downside. I'll probably take a shot on a short in AMC, but I'm definitely not letting it break 720. I can promise you that one. So I'll have a stop order locked and loaded to go either long or just get out of a short. I'll be bailing pretty quick at that price.
I see 19.5%, guys, on the short interest for AMC. Let's go to Vroom. Huge mover, obviously, yesterday. It IPO'd right at the end of our show yesterday. They're an online car and truck sales company, so you can buy cars and trucks on a website kind of thing. It was up 117% first day trading over on the NASDAQ yesterday. Gapping up again this morning. We're up 7.3% here. Was actually higher earlier on. It was more than 8%. We got above 53 briefly there. This 51 area might be interesting, guys.
Yeah, we missed it yesterday on the show, unfortunately, but you did get a big move up. We can just talk about that real quickly. VRM, and again, on the NASDAQ listed stock. So you're not going to get much of a chart here just because of what it did yesterday. It was first move. Come on, chart, let's update here. VRM.IQ, there it is, up 6.5%. Yeah, I mean, look, IPOs have been hot, man. We saw Warner Brothers Music there. We saw Zoom Info as well. ZI on the NASDAQ. And here's another one. I mean, this is where it opens up, man. 39. And this is why I hate missing these things, because it just rockets. Rockets, to say the least. Up $8 almost straight. A little bit of a pullback in here. But all these levels don't mean anything because this is a brand new stock. It's a baby. Welcome to the world, Vroom. And we'll see what it wants to do now. And I just think it comes back. I would look for maybe a 49 short, to be honest with you, or you just play this 53 breakout. You can't trade IPOs like any other stock. They don't have the levels. And to be honest with you, we don't know anything about the company other than what they have in their report. So in their initial listing report. So I'm going to stay away from Vroom. It's not its first day. I'm going to stay away.
Yeah, it's hard to look at this you can maybe find support
49.
levels from the afternoon. Sort of down at 42, 43, but those are so out of play right now that it just almost doesn't make a difference. So your breakout play looks good at 49 to the short side. You just got to check to make sure we have those locates. That happens. In your preparation, always make sure if you got some short ideas, can you short the stock? Otherwise, it's kind of a waste of your time.
All right, guys, I want to talk about Genius Brands here. Crazy stock again, to name another one. GNUS to the upside again today. Two names to mention in the travel group today. MGM announcing they're going to continue reopening casinos in Las Vegas. They've had a great response from a couple that are already open. Bellagio, the MGM Grand in New York, already showing good numbers since reopening. Delta also out this morning saying Q2 revenues could decline as much as 90%. So Delta, big time weakness to the downside. Let's go on to Genius Brands, back on watch this morning, gapping up 40%. The company released a statement responding to a prominent short seller criticism that was out yesterday, saying that it was extremely misleading and yada, yada, yada. They're full of value, essentially. So Genius Brands, 24% to the upside because they believe in themselves, I guess, guys.
Well, you're not going to agree with
confidence, baby.
You got to have it. Look, we've been sort of looking at this one the last little bit here. I joked when I said it's been a one that we're looking at, a blast from the past. But I have a couple of levels here. The first one's going to be 540, but that's an area, 540 to this 550, 60 area. If it gets into that price, no hard stop at 540. I think we're probably going to give it one shot to reload. It's holding this 5 even area, sort of going back and forth throughout the pre-market. I'm basically getting out when it makes these little dips here. I got some out on a 5 break and then out on a 480 break at 76. That's where the 50-cent winner came in. If it takes out this 480, 475 level off the open, this could be at 420 quick time. So it could be an interesting one. You could even see $4 at some point. Again, that's where it closed. But watch out the upside at 540 to 550 mark. If we can hold that all day long, you're just going to want to be net short, in my opinion, in Genius Brands, because on these stocks, on Genius, if it takes out that level and then makes a run at 6, and there's always plenty of opportunity to get the long in these types of runners. So I wouldn't be afraid of missing out on the first, 5-10% of a move when these things go, because you've seen how parabolic they can get. So we're going to be short in front of 550 as long as we can here.
I was hoping to get CCL down here at 2220-ish. We've dropped down there. I see that. Thank you so much for GAR, J401 GAR. We'll take a look at DRIP quickly here. I don't know much about this stock other than it's an oil and gas ETF, so I guess it's on the Amex. So I guess if you're thinking it's going to go to the moon, then you're pretty bullish, I guess, unless this is, you can explain it. It's a bear. Okay, so this is a bear here. So I'm giving you a shout out. Thank you so much for the super chat. If anybody wants any of their stocks talked about, definitely throw that in there. It'll get our attention. I mean, that's the whole point of it. We can't do everything once the market's open, but yeah, this DRIP, just to give someone an idea, it's a bear. So you got to go, he's thinking that oil and gas would be going down. That's what DRIP is. CCL, though, guys, I know Brendan's at the big screen. Just want to talk about CCL because it's been a big favorite of mine, and it is now at a level that I think we should trade it again. I wrote down and hammered 23 yesterday, and we're down to 22 again today, down 3.5%. Some of these recovery plays back in play once again, and these aren't going anywhere. So Carnival, just watch out here, guys. 22 bottom, it made it down here. That's going to be a short. I will be short that name at that price, as well as a possible break right now of 22.20. So that's CCL. Don't like taking it too early, but we may have to today as it's right at these levels, guys.
All right, guys, let's get to small cap world here. I just want to mention on that DRIP, just be careful if you're trading ETFs related to oil. Obviously, it's Wednesday, 10:30. Inventory is coming out. We'll have that for you. DPW here, 230% to the upside today. This is a defense contracting company. The market cap on this, guys, is 8 million market cap on this. They secured contracts valued more than $3.5 million for the next couple of years. So huge move up on that news, obviously. $5 here, the only level to look at, really. If you go out to a daily chart, it's a bit of a mess. But $5 for DPW to the downside. Needs to get below 4, I think, and start holding below 4 before you really get interested in a short. Guys.
No, absolutely. And one name that you guys are all asking about here, I see it often in the chat, is going to be Whiting, down another 18% here. So, of course, it's going to be short sell restricted. You saw the action yesterday. So a lot of these names are going to have that restriction on it. So it complicates things, shorting a 180 break at the bottom there. Quick jump to the 3-minute just so you can see. Yesterday's low was that $2 level. So watch that one. It did try to break back up. Thank you there. Enrique, once again, just dropping all the coffees for us. Thank you very much for that super chat. But I'm also looking at a 225 level on Whiting. So if it pops up and tests this 215, it's got to break 225 before I would give up the ghost trying to short that one. But 180 break, just keep in mind, you can't hit the bid aggressively because it's short sell restricted. So it might be an easier play to get in on any kind of a pop that we can get off the open. So about 2 minutes to go here. Actually short in Hertz and GNUS, and the AMC guys just did take off that top. And well, thankfully, I did say I might get killed going short this one today, but it breaks off the top first. So thankfully, I'm going to be long this name through 723 here. Let's see what can happen off of the open.
So shout out to Carlos. Thank you so much for that super chat as well. You want to talk about Peloton? Let's do that. Let's get on that bike, baby. So right now, Peloton, yesterday, a big move up yesterday. Looking for it to continue today, and I don't see any reason why not. 36,000 shares here on the daily chart for Peloton. And again, you guys want to get this done, super chat, and we'll see if we can do it. 50, I think we could break 50 today, guys. We could get to the day high here. Just watch out, NASDAQ, maybe come back in here a little bit weak. This is a listing on the NASDAQ. It's not part of the NASDAQ 100, but if some of these names do come off, look for money to go into some of these names and come out of the Apple, Facebook. But you need to see Apple, Facebook, Microsoft, Tesla, Amazon, all these stocks come down first before I'd put money to work in Peloton. It's a forgotten name, kind of like our boy Virgin here, Virgin Galactic, SpaceX, the forgotten name right now. I think this can go as well today on a moving average here. If money starts coming out of some of those big names, look for it to go into some of these high flyers like a SpaceX today, especially with names like Tesla on the march. So thank you for that super chat. I do think Peloton's a good one. Tesla through 995 maybe. We can get that run here. It stopped at 995 before. We'll We'll see if it wants to run through there, but that's going to be happening very soon. Tesla, the march to 1K, baby.
Absolutely, and already getting a bit of a floss action. With less than a minute to go, we can hit it off on AMC. That break at 720 already came in, took a few shares off there, so about a quarter of our position off, getting it out in front of 750. Let's see how far we can run. I do believe we're going to have Valeria coming through, ringing that bell in just 30 seconds. I've got 3 positions on, so we dig into some Hertz. I've been in and out aggressively, 350 to 335. A little bit, and 340s out as well. Still short in GNUS, but the new one is going to be that AMC break to the long side. And we're watching that vroom. I think we're both looking at that short through 73. Don't sleep on Nikola. With only 10 seconds to go, we need to drop that bell, get this countdown going. It's Wednesday. Should be a fun one today, as always. Lots of volume here in the market.
AMD on watch as well, guys. 4,
3, 2, 1.
We're a little bit ahead of that clock there.
There.
Let's get going here. We'll see CCL right away heading to the south side. We missed it. We missed that trade on CCL. It's going downside right now. Wow, breaks through $22. What a call that was, but we missed it. 22.20 missed trade there all around on CCL. But we do have Macy's short right now, 8.49.
Yeah, just got a couple of names here. We still have that Hertz position on. Now, remember, 350 was the break in Hertz. It's held a couple of times here. Watch. It's put in a bit of a higher low, so just watch if it breaks out 360. I'll get out and see if I can't find another re-entry point. GNUS continues to slide to the downside. I'm looking for a reload in that, but all eyes on Hertz. If it breaks 350 again, I'll probably add to my position. I've been working in and out this entire time. And then a 350
we missed NIO long too, Neil.
No way.
Yeah, we missed NIO long. We are in right now, so we're in Macy's to the short side. We'll see what happens here. We're in Tesla long right now. I told you 99 or 995.15 right now. So we're into Tesla long 995 break. Let's see what it wants to do. It goes as high as 997 there. We're on that march though. Let's go on Tesla. See if we can't make some money. We're still short Hertz as well, Neil.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can't get a little bit of a dip by here. Not even a dip, but on a NEO, we talked about 685. So let's see if that can hold up. Unfortunately, we did miss that one. Stop order. Not nearly aggressive enough Tesla off of the open, but here comes Hertz at 350. Tesla breaking 1,000 yet?
I don't know. I just got out some at 998 there.
Nice.
So here we go, guys. We are long right now. $5, $4 in the money. Let's wait to see. Does it just want to bounce off there? That's why we take out a third there at 998. Let's wait to see what happens now. Going more. Here goes AMD as well. I told you that was on the watch. So here we go. AMD through that level. Big news yesterday in the chip department with them and NVIDIA and Apple. So here we go. We're long AMD. We're short Hertz. We're short Macy's. We're long Tesla. And now we're short WLL. Tesla falling off right now, though, guys.
Yeah, Whiting broke 180 there. I didn't get triggered into any shares. I do have an order that's sitting up. Remember, it's short sell restricted, so I am aggressively trying to get into this position at any price I can. First uptick, I will be able to get that one. Hertz making a run at that 380 level. You don't want to necessarily let that one break because 380 was a bit of a key level on that name. So let's see what happens here. We've been working in and out of it. I like this one, to be honest, staying net short overall, but I just tried again to get into Whiting and still can't pick up any shares on this dip. This is insane. I don't get anything till $1.72, and I'm chasing it since 180.
Yeah, I'm with you, man, on all of these stocks. Here goes AMD right now. Upside, big win on that one. Whiting, we are short now, 179, Neil. So we got that short. We'll see if this one wants to come back down for us here. We're short. We're in a bunch of trades right now. AMD to the long side is the biggest one right now. That just keeps on ripping up. We still got trades on that one. So let's just get some off on that. We're waiting for Tesla to break through a 985 for a $10 hit. Don't know if that's going to happen or not, but right now, AMD is the one on watch for me.
Yeah, watch out for Nikola here. That 73 level is about to come in any second now. So let's see if we can get this short. Remember, when you get that short sell restriction, it's going to be tricky to hit those bids. So I'm watching this level right now, 73. Just want to double, triple check my order to make sure everything is good. We do get that break. We got faded to 72.65. We're able to get shares there in Nikola on the downside, already testing 70 even. So a couple of dollars in the money on Nikola already. Brennan, what do you got, bud?
Guys, if anyone's watching, XSPA down 18%. Recent one we've traded is a 1-for-3 stock split on this one. 22 million shares already today. 1-for-3 stock split on XSPA, guys.
Man, I missed that Nikola short. 71.50, Neil. You have it, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane how far you have to cross. Thankfully, I was crossed pretty deep on this name. It's trying to hold 70 even right now. So if 70 even breaks, I think there's another leg to the downside. Remember, we don't have really key levels on here. 73 was just sort of an obvious point. I think you give this one maybe even back to like 74, 75. If it takes out 70, I think there's a $5, $10 type of winner in there for us on Nikola.
Man, I didn't even realize that we had Chewy here, so we do have Chewy long. I have so many positions now. AMD, this is why we need that position where I can't throw it up because I have too many. I need to trade out of these. Tesla right now, big one. Macy's, big trade as well. We're short Macy's, 849. We're long AMD, 57.52. We're long Chewy right here at the top, 51.87. This was a monster trade and I missed it. Didn't even see it in my blotter. Okay, and then Hertz, looks like we're going to get blown out maybe on the top of that one. We do take some shares out there at 380. Surprised that one made that move. Tesla's still battling around as well, 990. We're going to wait to see if that one wants to get going. Look at the futures, though. That's the problem right now. Futures dropping down, and we have Whiting short right now, 179. So we're in a bunch of trades.
Whiting's not going far enough. Hertz has hurt me a little bit here, but thank you, Nicola. Through 70, down to 68. Look, I love this one, and we're going to keep hitting it as long as you guys put it up there. When we're having fun and we're in the money, $5 on Nicola here. I just don't have any levels to the downside, so I'd love to give you a target and say, this is where Nicola is going. Unfortunately, when you do look at the last few sessions, all you got is that 57. There's really nothing else in there in terms of key levels, and I'm not even sure that's a big one.
Yeah, we're gonna take a hit on Chewy here. It looks like as it's gonna break through $50 here. Yeah, we got 4,000. So shout out to that. We'll hit the Tesla button, hoping Tesla can get going. But right now, Chewy's a big problem for me, and so is Tesla. Everything else nice though. Macy's downside here, 850, 830. We're short at 850. I'm pissed off that I missed that Nicola trade because I did want to get that 7150. Great trade, Neil. We should have had that one. I tried to honestly 100 shares of that, but we miss it. So right now we'll just have to lick our wounds a little bit on this one as far as that goes. But right now, Tesla and Chewy, really the only problems that we have as Macy's just continues to flush here, guys. Yeah,
and Hertz is absolutely dying a slow death. And we did say you have to be net short in this name. I picked up a reload in the 70s. It's now down at 340, so another crazy day here. To the moon, our net is going. I'm going to see if we can't get a secondary pullback on Nicola there. It's only $2.50 and the money was almost $5 before. But watching Hertz back at 335, this was the level in the pre-market that it couldn't get through. So if we can chop through this, actually hammer through this like a sledgehammer, then we can get down to that 315 mark we've been targeting. So I want to make sure I have half my position on just to be sure that we can expose ourselves to the bigger win. 290, I think, is a decent level we can see. Watch out. It looks like it's about to halt here. So anything you want out, might want to get it out right now. I'm going to take a few shares off at 330. It's about to halt. I can tell by the level 2 bunching up here. It looks like it'll probably halt here at 330. There you go. There's that little halt. Always good to know when those things could happen. So halt. I'm short here at Hertz in 369. 330 halt. We have 5 minutes. It'll open back up.
Yeah, great halt spot there for sure. I'm short on Hertz. Same with Neil, actually almost exact same price, $3.64. Let's wait to see what happens now with Chewy going back to the upside. We're giving that one a little bit of room. We did get some out at 51 off this 51.80 break. We're giving it to the very bottom right now. Macy's short, that's working out. Whiting is not doing anything, so we take some out there for a little bit, but I do want this spot at least 72, 73s, but Whiting may get taken out here soon, especially if this market rips up. What's up, Brandon?
Guys, we were talking about weakness in the airlines. Here's Spirit down almost 12% there, just bounced off $20 on save. Big time flush on huge volume off the open for this one, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I was looking at Spirit Airlines, and to be honest, I had this one written down. It's down 11%. I was looking at this break at about 2050. Just too many things happening at the same time to be able to catch that one. So also Neo on a dip here. I actually bought this and have 666, which is rather an ominous price now that I look at it here. But Neo, I really can't let that break too far past this 650 mark. To be honest, 620 was our support level, so 60 is a ways away from that. We got a couple of minutes until the Hertz reopen, but I'm with you in Whiting, Sean. WLL here. I got basically the same short on, and we look at this level here at 185. It's hard to let that one go. I think if it breaks 185, I'm just going to get out of Whiting and then see if I can't re-enter in front of $2.
Guys, look at this monster trade on AMD. We talked about that. Yeah, I got stopped out on Whiting already. Here goes AMD all the way to the upside right now. Big win. This is by far my best stock. So today do we have any AMD on here? No, we don't. We have an NVIDIA little logo here. So we'll hit the NVIDIA logo, even though we're trading AMD right now to the upside. Big win on this one. So far, Tesla's been a bit of a disaster, to say the least. We just get stopped out there. We try to go in and out long there at 85 and get stopped out. So we should took more out on the beginning. We were waiting for that 1,000 march, but as you can see, the future's not giving that anything. So we'll wait to see if if it breaks down below 980 now, but that's our price, 989 here on Tesla. So $3 out. We're going to wait for a little bit of a move on this one. Chewy, we did get stopped out. It does break through 49.50. We tried that one. That was a risk as well. I hear you. What's up, Brendan?
Lakeland Industries here, guys. An earnings name, Lake on the NASDAQ, 34%. Just breaking downside here. 22 was support in the pre-market. We're all the way down to 21.5 already. This thing was trading at 16 yesterday, so long way to go if it wants to, guys.
Yeah, wow, and just another retracement back here in Nikola, guys. We did have a shot to take a monster win there. We're looking for more than the $5 move. It's come back and actually held 75. So I'm going to look to see if we can get in a few more shares here and then still give this to 76.25 or so, 77 range to the upside. I feel like with Nikola, you got to give it a few dollars to see if you're going to have that home run trade. I've been trying to dig in and think this one would really come back, but wow. The buyers are still here in Nikola. I will flush myself down the toilet for Whiting, so that one doesn't work out for us at all. Just an absolute gong show. That one thought it was a good short to that 180, but it took out 185, so we had to get out. Had to chase that one entirely too far, and you don't want to chase all the way. There's always a price you're not willing to pay on that move to the downside.
Yeah, that's for sure. Okay, Chewy makes a bottom at 48.80. We're still in a small position here all the way up here, 51.80. So not a good spot there for us on that one. We're still waiting for Tesla to do something here as we wait to see what the futures are going to do. I did see someone there talk about Uber. Shout out to you. Again, Super Chatter, we probably would have noticed it a little bit more, but look at Uber. Hey, Uber, I'm over here. Where are you going? Oh, yeah, nothing but downside right now for Uber. Wow, 35 and change, still going down. I don't know if there was news on Uber, but down 3% today. We've been loving the short on this name, so we'll try to find a spot that we can get into on Uber, but it's not going to be right here. This is way too far down right now. We missed that move. This was the breakdown here, 36.50. It's all the way down to 35.60 right now. That's your friend Uber. Let's see what it does. Tesla coming back to the well here again. We are long. Let's see if we can't make some of that money back on a Tesla long right now, 989. If the futures want to go, let's do this, Tesla. What up, B?
DPW, guys, back to this 4 even level we were talking about. I really want to see it below 4. It's kind of bouncing off there right now. Sadly, we do not have locates, I just learned, but DPW through 4 might be interesting. Otherwise, watch this 5 at the top, guys.
Yeah, you do have to watch it. I want to go back just quickly to a GNUS. It did make a break to the upside. I reversed long on that 535 break. Quick out because 550, of course, was level we talked about. So I am now looking to get back into GNUS at some point. It tested the top. It's consolidating below it. That's a short for me in front of that 550 again. Hertz just opened back up. I got 323 here on the bid, 327. We'll take some shares out, see if we can't get a bigger win on this. 369 to the short side. Still looking for 315, then 295 next level down. So Hertz been the big winner. GNUS, I'll get to that, back to that in a second, but I'm getting back in the short of that.
Yeah, and I'm just writing down, sitting on a tweet here, what we're trading here. CHWI, follow me on Twitter as well, and you'll be able to see some of the tweets that we have going on right now and just talking about what we're tweeting here. And there goes Macy's, and bang! Macy's right now, big time winner, catapulting ourselves. We're hella short at 850, all the way down here to 815. Let's go, baby. So that's a nice little win right there for us on that one. And you want a nice little win. How about AMD? What up, Neil?
Hertz is at $3.
Yeah,
I just got some out there at 304. 3 break coming any second now. I think, look, it's floodgates going to open up here. Here goes Hertz. Bye-bye. We talked about staying net short. You had to withstand that little pop up to 380. It tested. It failed. We reloaded at that price. I'm probably going to reload again if it gets anywhere near that 330, 340 mark. But you want to make sure you're taking your profit in front of this one, guys. So thank you very much, Hertz. No thank you to Neo. It's holding 620, but my long price is garbage at 653. So I've given myself way too much room on that long. Thankfully, Hertz is making up for it. I'm going to quickly put the position board up here just so you guys can see. Whoa, Tesla 1,000?
Yeah, look at Tesla. It's going. Tesla's going right now. It just went 996, 995. We're still long right here, 986. So Neil and I stepping on each other, but this is a $10 winner right now on Tesla. We're still almost positive on Tesla. We did take a bath down here on this drop, but now Tesla makes that march up here. So yeah, we're bringing that back right now on Tesla. So sorry about that, Neil, but what's up, Brendan?
CNBC guys reporting Uber close to exiting Grubhub Grubhub deal talks. So a little bit of news definitely on Uber, guys.
Where's Grubhub doing? Let's check out Grub, guys. I think that's probably one to look at. Grub is on New York. Okay, that's funny that's there. Grubhub, 1.7 million shares. Yeah, okay, there's the tank down to 56. Let's talk about other stocks. There's so much moving around, guys.
Yeah, there is way too much moving around here. I'm going to get quickly back to Nicholas. Still holding up ridiculously well here. So structured short, trying to get the absolute home run trade, but we're going to have to take this one off if it breaks 76. Trying to hit swing and miss big if it goes to the upside. And if Tesla breaks 1,000, I do worry in the back of my mind that Nikola as well is going to make a move to the upside. So let's watch out for that. I have both these up just to be sure that I don't miss out. If it breaks, Nikola's probably going to go as well. To get back to Hertz for you there, it's popping towards 330 right now. So just alert, if you're still short here, I'm going to get the rest out on a 330 break. It's a 369 short. You can't sit there and throw away, 30, 40 cent winners on something like a Hertz. But 3 even has held for now, but I don't think it will all day.
Yeah, Hertz actually on that reopen. Look at this out I got down here. So a great little trade here on Hertz today, 304. Great out there on Hertz. So right now I have 10 shares of Hertz. So we're not gonna worry about that to say the least. We're gonna hold this chewy until it breaks the bottom. Horrible trade today. We flush ourselves down the toilet on that name. Okay, let's go to our position board here real quick, guys, just to show you guys what we do have on. Here we go. It's an $11 winner on Tesla right now. Look at that long right there. WOL. Just a baby short. That's 1 penny out. I'm about to get out of Tesla. 997.50. If that hits, we're going to be out. Then we're going to reload on the flush. Macy's up 30 cents now, down 30 cents. So we're up in that money. Hertz is a 45-cent winner. Chewy is a $2 loser. That one mistake, my bad. And then AMD's been a great trade. Make all the money back on AMD, but right now Chewy is the one, the bane of my existence as we keep going here. Join us.
DTW breaking the $6 mark just now. But Brendan, what do you got for us? Big break
more
here.
On that Grubhub Uber news, guys. Apparently there's a European company that Grubhub may be interested in instead. No names yet on that, but Grubhub may be worth watching if that does come out, guys.
Okay, yeah, that's
European
definitely going to be interesting. Huh? And look, NEO is coming back here, but my eyes are now firmly fixed on DPW, which is just broke into the upside as well. So look, it made a 550 break that was good. It's a 6 even break here. I'm going to see if we can't just get that, little scalp out of this, maybe half of our position on a 6 break. 606 is my price. Looking at 630s right now. I'll have half out on the way to 650. You know the drill if you've been watching it. We play both ends here because we can be active trading. So I get a lot of active outs, half my position out. I'm going to hold 606, probably back into this consolidation range and see how far DPW can go. It's up 300%. As Brennan mentioned, we don't even have locates here, so I couldn't go short even if I wanted to, which might save me some money, to be honest with you.
Yeah, probably would have. Oh, there goes Chewy, breaking the bottom there. So we're going to wait for 48.50 to break, and then we're going to be out of this name. Chewy just been a disaster here to the downside. I said that they didn't beat as best as they should have based on their price action. Wow, AbbVie almost at $100. So we're going to watch it get out of Chewy. There goes Tesla, guys. Big win for Tesla, so we'll floss it off, but it doesn't get us that top that we wanted. We wanted 997.50. It basically went there and bounced off of us. So we take it out at 994 on that break. So nice little $8 winner there to make back what we did here. We got out, then we got back in on the failed break. I figured it was a failed break down here at 985. It only goes down to 983. So we buy it almost instantly right back there. It's the same candle, but I just like the price action there. So we did buy Tesla back there. So it's close to an even trade. Paid a bit of fees. I'd say we're down about half a unit right now on Tesla. And we'll just wait to see if it breaks through. I just hope I don't miss it. That's the problem with getting out. Sometimes you do miss it. Hertz, we just did get out of all of that trade. So short there, get blown out at 380, but that's okay. Nowhere near the shares that we had. We hold it for the ride all the way back down. Hertz for the big time win. We give an alley-oop to the market for that one.
Yeah, and we tried in our good friend here, Nikola, to the short side, guys. We told you it would get out if it broke that 76. It did. Look, if you grabbed this short, it was a great level, and I don't blame you if you took $5, $6, $7 worth of a winner. Fair enough. I mentioned I was looking for an absolute bigger monster than that. Sometimes you get greedy and pigs get slaughtered, and that's what's going to happen to me here. So, a call can be as good as you want, but you got to execute the trade. So you could have taken profit. I hope you did. If you didn't, fair enough. Roll over and get into the next one. I'll put my position board up so you can see what we have left on right now. I do have a long in DPW, just under half our position left at 606 on the break. That was a good one. It's pulling back now. Long in NEO, our average price was 53. Now it's going to look like 43. That's in the money for us, just a little bit. 650 holding for now. And Hertz, we're still short at some at 369. I don't want to let that go too far past 330 here. We'll make sure we lock in some profit. It starts trading aggressively above 330. I'll get out of Hertz altogether, but I want to be net short that one sort of as long as I'm able to do so. I want to get back to a name from yesterday. If you guys are following in penny stock world, Brendan, I hope you got this one. I don't know how I missed SQBG, which was a monster short yesterday. And then same thing today. Pre-market top at 43. Look at that hold. It already puts in a 20% move to the downside, and it's sort of still going here. So watch that one, any pop to 40. I think you can take that one short in front of 40 cents. No problems on SQBG.
Yeah, that's a good one for sure. I'm just tweeting out here this Macy's short, guys. Look at this Macy's short. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome aboard. I try to do this every day. We got some big ones today. 850 Macy's short, bang. The big mistake, we're still on that one too, so we still have the shares. CCL was the big one, guys. The level I wrote down was 22.20. Didn't want to take it in the pre-market here. You probably can't see it, but CCL 22.20 with tons. There it is, where it is. Where is it? There's tons of stars there. It's in the middle. Get out of here. You guys can't see that. It's 22.20. Who cares? Crying over spilled milk again, but that was a big break in this name. Almost SSR now, down 10%. What's up, B-Dub?
Another little one going here, guys. LPTH, 20% here, straight upside since the open on monster volume here, relative volume through the roof. They appointed a new CEO and some new directors as well this morning, guys.
Yeah, we'll definitely add that one to the list here. I do want to get back to Whiting for just a brief second. It did come right back down to the bottom, so continued weakness in Whiting. It looks like a short the pop situation. I didn't do that. It didn't even get to that $2 mark, unfortunately, so I was waiting here in the 195 range. No dice on that in Whiting Petroleum. We'll look to see if we can't get back into something. 175 to 180 would be the new target range. Bungled that initial short, which kind of still looks good, so we'll see if we can't jump right back into it, guys.
HTZ here. I just want to double check that we are out of it, of course. We did talk about that. I know Neil's waiting for a is net short, so that's good. We'll wait to see what that one wants to do. Just an update here. I did take more Chewy long down here, so again, it's going to be a negative. I mean, maybe it won't be a negative stock if we can get back up to here, but we are now into Chewy, waiting for the bottom to break. Again, it most likely will. There's some consolidation right now. Just wondering if we do break above this 49.50. Realistically, we got to get back above 50. If we do that, then that's not bad. My average price right now, $50.67. So yeah, we need to get back up here for me to do any damage to this stock once again, but that might not be happening right now. The stock that I was just talking about was AbbVie. I'm a shareholder in this name. I love the deal that they made recently, picking up, I think it was Allergan there for the Botox, and this stock is just off to the races. Check out the chart of this one, guys. AbbVie has just been a beast, to say the least. Down here, $66 all the way up here to 4 or 5% dividend as well. So nice little move here today. And AbbVie, if you want to take anything off on that name, I do not blame you. NIO, I know, Neil, you're kind of stuck in that one. It's nice to see that one moving. We did miss 680 though on the break initially. We talked about that. I missed that trade. That was one that we had written down. Good thing we kind of missed it. It was a nice 10-cent winner there. I did talk about scalping through 675. If you could get these 10 cents, you should take it. Again, rewind the tape and you'll hear that we hit a swish on that one. So right now we're going to wait to see what NIO does. I still think we take out the top, not the top, but at least get back here to 665. We're going to do a little bit more digging on NIO. NIO is your ticker.
Yeah, absolutely. I am still in NEO, but I've taken a bunch of shares out in the middle here on this NEO trade. Just a horrible entry point, getting way too much in at that 66 range. So I'm going to get a bunch out when it comes to VWAP. It's just looking like this is retracement time in NEO. You go to the 3-minute, you sort of look here, and it's going to be an ugly break at 645 when you look at yesterday's action. And then also, it did hold 636, but 620 was the level in the break yesterday that we like. If 620 goes on NEO, well, that could be an interesting level. If it's going to be resistance on the way up, it's going to be support on the way down. That's going to be my guess. Brennan, what do you got?
Another one with earnings, guys. GameStop here. GME just taking out this high from aftermarket yesterday, 520 on decent volume. Starting to go. Didn't do much in the pre-market, but starting to show some strength here for GME, guys.
I think, GameStop, weren't they reporting? Yeah, yesterday. Yeah, I remember we talked about that a little bit. Okay, watch out for JPM here. The market is kind of, and watch out. I don't really like this one, but I think it's kind of cool for right now what the market is doing. Close your eyes here, but the market is a little sick right now. Seems to be just going downside here. No real relief. We tried to get some here at 32.02 on the ES, but look at the futures falling downside right now. So we are going to have to take some JP Morgan short. Maybe that one can work out for us so far here. I mean, look, lots have, including Macy's right now at day's low. Let's take some out ahead of 805 or 8 even. Sorry, if we can get out of 5, that'd be great. Let's just put the bid out now, take some out right now in Macy's. Even though the market's falling down, I don't like that peg to 8. So let's get out of some Macy's right now. We're going to try to get out of some Chewy as that's moving to the upside as well.
Yeah, and here comes $3 even again in Hertz. Still have some of those 69s to the short side. Look, I'm probably going to be getting all of it out in front of 3 because I feel like there's going to be ample opportunity to get in on a 3 break. So if we can take the 65-cent win, we're going to reload on a break of 3 even. We're going to reload on a pullback.
It's SSR.
It's almost any way. But look, we got the break last time. You just have to chase it down a few pennies there. And there sometimes are upticks on those little breaks. So just make sure you do cross a few cents there if you have a stop order, guys.
Yeah, just wanted to remind everybody and yourself there because I had to cross down quite a bit of pennies there. We didn't miss the first break on Hertz, but we didn't get it either. We had to wait for it to come back. It was this little, thank God it just kept coming back here at 350. So we got small first at like 47.48. Then we got it as it came back up. So watch out, it's going to break $3 right now. Look at the size here, guys. This is what you watch the show for, I guess. I'm not going to throw to Brandon until this breaks. Let's watch $3 here on Hertz. It looks like it may break. I know you guys, we got some real positive feedback last time. You guys saw level 2. So here's a live level 2. And here's all the shares, guys, coming off on Hertz. You see all the prints going down. As soon as you just see a stream of red, that's going to be coming off the bid, right? All of these blueprints are in between right now. So that's a bunch of dark pools and stuff. So until those dark pools get going, this ain't going anywhere. So right now, we'll wait to see. It's not breaking $3. Good time to throw to B. What's up, Brandon?
All right, guys, another one from pre-market here. Curis, C-R-I-S on the NASDAQ, starting to get up towards these pre-market highs once again. 250 going to break here. They had a new antibody test that got FDA approval for, or antibody treatment for certain types of cancers, guys.
All right,
and one more for you guys there, Varun. Watch out for a double top 59 break. It just rejected a second time off of 59. I am also looking at that Chris on a 360 break, which just came and went. Actually missed it there, not crossing far enough on Chris. It looks like it went all the way to 70 almost instantly. So pull back 240, 245, maybe on a long trade. That's about it. The test on Hertz is coming one more time at 3 even, so don't want to get too far away from that one.
Yo, what up, Chewy? Any Star Wars fans out there? I know Neil is, but look at Chewy, bang it out. Chewy with the appearance. Hit it again, Chewy. Why not? Here he is. He's back. So we take that 49 long there. Again, you know, we're not going to celebrate this stock. We're just celebrating the fact that we're able to get some of that money back. Chewy, my only negative stock today as that continues to go. Oh, yeah, and by the way, JP Morgan, lower your headsets, guys, because here we go again. It's a banger. So we hit the cowbell right there. JP Morgan short, 108.50. We cash it out 30s. We cash it out 25s. Those of you that have watched the show, welcome back. You know I always get some out at those quarters. And guess what? We're going to get out some at these evens as well. Big trade here on JP Morgan coming to the downside. Big trade now on Chewy going to the upside. This is an 80-cent winner now. Look at this. Oh, man, why didn't I just hold more? I said if Chewy comes back up here, we'd be okay. But Chewy to the rescue right now. So let's floss it off. A bunch of, you know what? Quickly, Neil, I know I've been on this talk for a little bit. Let's just update our position board as fast as we can, just so you guys can see quickly, because I got to get back to this JPM. Chewy, long, bang. JP Morgan, short, 50-cent winner. Macy's a 50-cent winner. Whiting a 16-cent winner. Chewy, a 90-cent winner. That's all I have on board. 3 shorts, 1 long. Let's go.
Yeah, and just want to let you guys know here that Chesapeake halted a volatility halt literally at the low of the day. Tesla's approaching that 1,000 right now, so alert to that. So Tesla at 1,000, Chesapeake down here at 18 even. This was the pre-market bottom. It touched this, immediately halted. Will be open up at about about 3 minutes or so, or 2 minutes. Check that. So watch for that to come back open. If it's below 18, watch out. Floodgates could open up, but it's going to be short sell restricted. Obviously, it's been absolutely beaten up the last few sessions. If it holds, I'm going to say about 1950 to 1920 on any kind of a pop. I'll try to jump into a short that way. Reasonably priced short. It was about 10 or 11 cents per share for us to pay for Chesapeake, which was that's pretty good. I think that's pretty cheap.
Yeah, you fancy, huh, Chewy? You fancy, huh? Okay, we just took some out right there. Whiting right now, we just took some out. This was that short that I said we got blown out of. Unfortunately, we only hold about 25% of the trade and take this out right now. So Whiting will be a net negative trade. We don't have a problem talking about those, but nice little win here if you did hold Whiting Petroleum. It didn't go that much against you. I know a lot of you at-home players right now would have held this. So I know Neil and I, we're both looking short now. We'll cash some out of Whiting on the downside. This is why you take some out of JP Morgan. We're out of half. It's going to be a winner no matter what, but we do have to wait for that one. There goes Hertz breaking.
Yeah, Hertz just broke. I got 96 slips to on that little break there. Let's see how far, look, it wants to go. Obviously, we did talk about some levels, and $3.15 and $3 were a couple of them here, so we're already past those. Headed feverishly to the downside in Hertz. It's been a fantastic short all along, and now we see how this bottom end short does. And thank you, Valeria, for the reload on the coffee.
It's already
We're now reloaded in Hertz.
Oh, wow.
It's almost 10 o'clock here. I mean,
what?
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
Well, we'll take that reload.
Time flies.
Thank you, Madame, for the coffee. I didn't get mine yet, but it's coming. I know that. And there goes Tesla. We're just a little negative. Hey, Valeria, sorry if I scared you there. We are negative on Tesla today because we were long. How does that make any sense? As now it goes up to the day's high. Did it really get to 1,005 before fading back down?
I don't think it did.
Okay, well, my bid just got hit there, so now we're in trouble. Tesla to the downside. We're long 1,000 right now. 1,030
yeah, you got to give it to
30 right now. Tesla falling off that 1,000 level.
Yeah, watch out because it's about that mid 980s mark that I think if you can't hold there, that's where the floodgates would open up. So for me, it's sort of the same thing here, Sean. I'm going to give it the shot. You almost have to give it that shot if you're going to be serious. And whoa. Hertz, I'm not going to be able to switch my chart here, but Hertz making another leg down, 281. We're going to start taking some shares out again on the next leg, short here at 296, guys. So big time movement south side on Hertz, and Chesapeake just opened back up below the low of the day. So I'm going to regroup here as a couple of these names all over the place on the run. I wanted Chesapeake to hold below 18. So far, so good. I'm looking to short that one in front of 1950 if we can. But is it already time for happening now?
Why not just trade Hertz, man? Wow.
Hey guys, yeah, 10 o'clock, half an hour gone, just like that. Let's have a look at how things are shaping up here for North American markets. Still a bit of a mixed picture overall. We have the S&P in negative territory still, but only just slightly, 0.1%. The Dow, 0.5% to the downside for the Dow 30 there. Look at the NASDAQ. This is for the composite. That's a record high. We also have NASDAQ 100 at a record high, up a full percent right now. For tech stocks. The Russell, negative territory, 1% here in Toronto. The TSX struggling. Some energy names really weak so far today ahead of, again, inventory numbers coming up at 10:30. Down in Brazil, BOVESPA also to the downside so far this morning. Again, energy names weighing down there. Air Canada, this has been a big mover so far this week in Toronto. Again today, 5.5%. Flush through 2050 all the way down to 1950 this morning, kind of holding right at day lows for Air Canada at the moment. Here's an energy name, CPG, 6%, straight southbound today. A little one with all kinds of volume, all kinds of liquidity as well. If you like those, have a look at CPG in Toronto. And Enbridge as well, also very weak so far today. Got flush from 44.40 all the way down to 43.70. Bit of a bounce right now, but energy is weak. Some of the banks also to the downside so far today, guys. Back over to you.
I mean, a lot going on here. Tesla back to 1,000. Hertz got some out at 277. You can see all the executions out. I don't know why I'm trading anything but Hertz, to be perfectly honest with you. I think I heard Brendan say that out of the corner of his mouth.
No, that was me, man.
That was you that said that? Yeah, honestly, it's just a gift that keeps on giving. It's ridiculous movement to the downside. But I want to get you guys to Chesapeake as well, because we mentioned if that one could open up and hold below the halt price. Yeah, it did that. I chased it to 1750 on that 18 halt. It's now $1 in the money. We'll take some shares off here and try to stay net short Chesapeake as well. So Chesapeake to the short side. We've got Neo long for whatever reason. I'm still long that one. Tesla long 1,000. It's holding 995 right now, at least for the time being. But this Chesapeake and Hertz shorts, why even do anything else? I'm not even sure.
Yeah, well, you're not sure. I mean, I don't think either one of us are sure, and we're going to tweet this one out right now on Hertz, and I'm just going to talk about it quickly for you guys. Look at this. We're gonna put it on Twitter in a second, and then I'll show you. But this is what we're talking about, guys, right here. Look, I mean, this is the trade right now. 3 times short here, and then short again. So 3 shorts on Hertz, guys. Follow me at Trader TV, Sean. Let's get going here. Did I cross 2,300? Almost. Who's going to be the 2,300th follower? We'll see on that one. But follow me at Trader TV, Sean. I post, it's kind of just good for education is the way I look at it. If you want to look back at some of the charts, see what we're doing. Say, how does Sean have a $1.70 winner on Chewy? Well, it doesn't really matter because we were long all the way up here and then flush before reloading. And now we'll see if Chewy wants to go back to the upside. Let's go, Chewy, and let's go, Brendan. What's up, bud?
J&J, guys, posted this earlier. J&J starting human trials for their COVID-19 vaccine in July. Nice look here. It's kind of struggling at 148 over here. Bit of resistance, but looking like it might want to test new highs, guys.
Tell you what the best feeling is. It's when you can go to the moon and the opposite direction. For Chesapeake here, it just halted at 659. I took some shares out in front of 17, some shares out in front of 1650. So you already get a 40 cent and a 90 cent winner. And then we're still net short over half of our position on this Chesapeake short. If it opens back up lower, we're just going to hang on to this trade. As for Hertz, I'm going to give it a shot to reload in front of 3. Again, you can get in and out very actively when it does this much volume. So I'll give it one shot to reload in front of 3. Even if 3 even breaks, I'm just going to get out and look for another re-entry point. I think with Hertz, there's so many trade opportunities. It's crossing the 75 million share mark already here, guys. So we've been heavily active in this name, and we're going to continue to do that all morning long.
Yeah, I can't believe I wasn't even more active in Hertz than I needed to be there. So that's a little bit disturbing for me, but we'll just keep on going, guys. We did get out of some of that Tesla. Again, it's just what you're comfortable with. I think we still blow higher here today, but we did get long at 1,000 there. We missed the break, which sucks. We got filled on the way back down, so then we got it somehow just a small piece, but I still think we break above 1,000. So this is definitely, for me, worth holding at least all the way back down here, 990. I don't think that there's any problems holding it all the way back down to that for a much bigger win here on Tesla. So we're long right now just above 1,000. So that's a great little trade for us. Let's update our trade board here just for you guys. Again, we're in a few new positions, I think, maybe since the last time. Let's start it up here. We're going to go right back here. We still have Hertz short. There we go. Yeah, we're in all black today, but that's nothing to do with the market being a down market. Oh, here we go. Okay, Chewy, $1.50 in the money. Hertz, JP Morgan, Macy's. These are all big winners right now, guys. Tesla's a loser, but we're waiting on that one. And then WLL, nice little trade there as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4 shorts, 2 longs, including our boy Chewy. And here goes Tesla, Neil, back upside right now.
How many times is it going to test it? One of these times it absolutely has to go. In just a quick second, we're going to throw to Brent, but we have something new, and we got to throw it up here for you guys. Let's throw this nice little cute macro up there. Look, coming up the rest of this day, do not forget, 1 p.m. A lot of these topics that we're going to cover on our Market Wisdom channel live for you for an hour are ones that you suggested to us. So do be sure that you tune in for that. You gave us suggestions, trade preparation. If you didn't have the prep, maybe you're not in some of these big time winners here as well. But I love this number 4. They're dealing with FOMO, that fear of missing out. Make sure you stay tuned for that. But let's throw it quickly to our good friend Brennan.
Yeah, more news on this Grubhub deal, guys. Looks like Just Eat, possibly the company nearing an all-stock deal for Grubhub. So that's a Wall Street Journal reporting. Just Eat, takeaway.com, near all-stock deal for Grubhub, guys.
Loving Grubhub, I guess, eh? Yeah, I can't believe there's a lot of interest in that. We in Canada don't even have Grubhub. We have a bunch of different guys, Skip the Dishes, Uber Eats, and whatnot. Okay, 51 here. I may test a little bit long here on Chewy if it does break through 51. We're huge right now. We're long at 49, so we have a $2 winner right now. Miss V.
Hey Sean, and hello everyone. Welcome everyone who joined us for the first time. Guys, subscribe to our channel and you will receive notifications when we are back on air. Also join our live to tape educational recording today at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We will cover 4 topics. The link is on the chat. And of course, please hit the thumbs up, guys. This is so important for us. Our record is 1,000 likes. Let's break it. I'll see you later. Back to traders.
Thank you very much there, Valeria. I want to quickly go. We got a nice question here about Save, and it's continuing to slide to the downside. I'm a little bit sick to my stomach that I keep missing out on this trade. It never gave you back to that 20 even mark. It's continuing this tirade down 17% now. Look for 1950, I guess, is the next little pullback that you can be involved with here, guys. So still in Chesapeake, and it has not reopened, but it should any second now. So I got to be peeled to that. I still have over half my position in Chesapeake. So when this one reopens, I got to have sort of all hands on deck, just in case it tries to open higher than an $18 mark.
Oh man, I just said what the there because we get out of our JP Morgan by accident there. Oh man, this is just it's not, it wasn't, I guess I must have just put in the wrong price there. So we get out of our JP Morgan, but whatever, JP Morgan was a winner today for us. So JP Morgan, we're out of that trade. We do go short here at 108.40, 108.50 basically, and cash out some in the 30s, our best out in the 24s. So we're just talking about a small winner, but unfortunately now I only have that 10% left as JP Morgan going on and on and on and on. Wow, guys. Thank you so much for all that followers. We're now at 23.20 right now. So big little trade there. Oh, something very, very important. I wanted to give a shout out right here, guys. Our merch is back in the building right now. So I want to say thank you so much to Robert Olson here. Robert Olson, 247, picked up his mugs right there. We're the best. Thank you, best believe. Got one for each of my family members. Well, I sure hope you have like 20 family members. I have no idea what how much you got there, but thank you so much, Robert, for that. So I said that I would give anybody who got a coffee mug a retweet and a shout out, or any merch. Send us a picture of you wearing it, whatever. We will be showing some of this as we go. Maybe Valeria can do another spot on that, but our merch is now
live. We can do
live.
a spot on it right now. How about we just cheers to that, because we got our mugs here. This is what we're drinking out of.
Yeah,
so
this
cheers.
mug cost me a lot of
we
money
got
right
the
now.
coffee here. Maybe we'll sign one of these days.
Yeah, signed copy. Let me know if you want a signed copy.
I think that's a great idea. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Coming right at you here.
Guys,
Tesla right now, Neil, $3.
Yeah, actually almost $4, I think. Look, if it gets to 110, I'll seriously consider taking this one out for some profit. But Chesapeake halted again. I was able to get 1,010.
Oh, that's great. That's a great trade.
I took some of this out at 16.30 here to the downside for a $1.20 win, but now it halted up. So I really have to pay attention to this. I still have some shares on in Chesapeake, short 17.50, and it halted at 16.85. If it opens up higher than my price, I'm just going to exit immediately. I don't want to turn a winning trade into a loser here. If it comes back down to 16, I'll probably take the rest out. So Chesapeake working to the downside. Brendan, what do you got, bud?
So guys, this electric vehicle or alternate fuel type vehicle group is ever growing. We have Tesla, we have NIO, we have Nikola, we have that little tiny Solo. Here's another one, Plug on the NASDAQ, up 8.5% today. No news on this one, but getting some attention because of everything else that's going on, guys.
Yeah. And I mean, Neil and I both have, I think pretty much, what's your price, Neil? I'm 1,030 cents.
You win. I crossed to like 50. I was like, I have to get this.
Wow, okay. So we're both in the zeros. So that's a good one here. And it just goes 6, 7. Wow, this stock is like jumping. It was just at 1,008 there almost, 1,007, sorry, before it just drops $3 or $4. So Tesla, the spicy meatball continues, but we're long now, $4 in the money. So let's just wait to see. I like to give this some room. If we lose on it, eventually we're going to lose on it. You got to play these names. Yeah. Tesla, I'm long $400 on that crazy drop down. May have to cash some out today, but I love this space. The Tesla is still going, guys. I think this is going to go to $5,000 in the next 5 years. I just did the math, 1,000 times 5. They have some solar power stuff for homes as well, plus the trucks, plus FOMO, plus everything else. Let's get going. I have FOMO now. Should have got out there for a $7 winner. What was I thinking? But upgrades and downgrade time now with Brendan.
Speaking of FOMO, guys, 1 p.m. this afternoon over on our Market Wisdom page, we're going to be talking, one of the topics that we're going to do an educational video on, dealing with FOMO. So join us for that. Let's have a look at upgrades and downgrades here. I want to talk about this one, 5 below. Earnings name got upgraded after earnings 10%. To the upside. Everything else here on the upgrade side, not doing a heck of a lot. A number of these worth having a look at. I think JetBlue we'll show you in a second, but Micron also weak today. Some of the semis, AMD, NVIDIA, pretty strong yesterday, but not so much today. United as well to the downside. Let's shift over and have a look at 5 below. Yeah, earnings aftermarket yesterday, big pop to 112. We're kind of struggling here though at 115. Bit of a resistance area right at the open. We're coming back up to that point at this point. FIVE, worth a look though. JetBlue, yeah, Puke City for this one. 1350 was resistance in the pre-market. We're down to 12 bucks on JetBlue. A couple of downgrades on that one. So opportunities all over the place so far today, guys. Back over to you.
I'm pissed off about Save here. I wanted to be in the travel space just like you to the short side. I missed every opportunity to get into Spirit here. Thankfully, I know some people, you know what, I'm going to give the confetti because I see a few people in the chat that are short in that Save trade, and it looks like a fantastic one at this point. I have to be glued to Chesapeake, unfortunately, here. It's going to open up in just a few seconds, I do believe, and I am still in position to the short side. I do have a short at 1750. It halted at 1685. Got some out at 26, so that was a good out near that bottom, but it's starting to come back to the upside, and I want to make sure I keep this winner in the green here. I don't want it going back to 19, and I'm caught in this short.
And again, guys, we'll talk about our trades here as they go. Chewy, if this one breaks back down below 50.50, we'll get out. We did take a little small trade here, breaking through 51. It only goes as high as 50.20 there. So we're going to cancel that order and get out here if it does break through 50.50. I'm not even going to give this one back to VWAP. I don't really believe it too much. Actually, it's 50.35 here, I think, is where my stop is. So that's this level down here. We'll wait to see if it does want to break that, and then we will fly out of this stock right here. But 50, yeah, Chewy, we tried it, man. We made a lot of money. Not a lot, but we made some decent amount back on that run. So nice little trade there on Chewy. JP Morgan, and this, see this? I'm going to throw this little bear. Get out of here. There goes the bull. Whoa, that one. Good thing there's no traders here. This one, like I said, we got out by accident here, and now we're only holding 10%, but look at this to the downside. So we will hit the home run on the JPM call there. When you get out of a trade by accident, it's quite easy. What you're supposed to do is just get back in. I don't do that, and now a dollar winner, though, on JP Morgan. Let's just take this out, regroup a little bit. This is tanking, tank city here on JPM. We're going to get it out for a dollar winner. I mean, there you go, guys. $8 winner on Tesla. Now $1 plus here on JP Morgan. Just wish we had more shares. This was a mistake, but pie on my face, guys. We should have got out of that one. Look at the futures breaking 3,200, 3,190 on the run here. Don't know. I don't think we have a rune today, but I bet you 3,200 was probably a pretty key level, guys.
I think we do, but I'm going to rein the money in here on Chesapeake. So we had quick hands able to get out here for a dollar win again at 1650, and then on the way back up, it took out 17. We took the rest of the position out just to make sure we lock in a win. It was after that first halt, we got in 1750 on an 18 even break. So a fantastic trade there with quick fingers there on CHK. You just have to watch for those reopens, have an idea of what you want to do on the way out. We said if it took out that halt top, we get out of it, and it broke through that 1685. So when that happened, triggered an order past that 17 mark, and we're now out of Chesapeake and flat, but we're still short. Hurts, and you can't get me out of this one so far today. I've been trying to reload in front of 3 even, didn't give it to me, but I'm still short here. That 296 off the 3 break. The first short we had was up here at 69 after the open. We had a pre-market short at 350, and we're going to stay net short until, I don't know, well, we were day traders, so I have to be out by the end of the day. So that's a bit of a rule there. 250 would be the next break. 265 is the low of the day here. I'll take a 30-cent win on some of these shares in front of it, and then see if it can't break the next key level into the downside. Got to stick with the plan, and the plan is short the trend, and that's what we're doing here. Brendan, what do you got?
Yeah. Yet another pharma company with yet another COVID-19 test kit, guys. ADIL up 15% on that news. Just out, in fact, huge volume spike on that, 155 up to 175 for ADIL. Test kit ready to go for shipments, guys.
So just a recap there, that JP Morgan is an out right there, so we explode the money on that one. I don't know. I guess it's just because it's Tesla and it's home run central time. We're trying to wait for big wins. Like, I just take a long down here, 998. It goes all the way $4 in the money, and we don't take it. So I don't know what I'm doing here exactly on Tesla. Probably just waiting for that home run, but maybe we'll get out if it goes to 103 and change. We'll take some out on Tesla if that can get going here. Look at the bottom, though. The futures can get going. Yeah. So I'm going to try to get some out maybe midway through here, 105 and change. Nice little reload up here on Tesla.
I was just going to say 107 was that top. If it fails below 107 and makes a consolidation up there, for me, it's like you have to get out at that point. I'm going to slide my stop to the upside. I was going to give it to 990. Now we're going to give it to about that 995 mark. So a couple of additions, or I guess adjustments, I think, to Tesla right now, because I think a 107 break, maybe you're still catching a breakout to the upside.
I mean, can we break 103 here? It would be a nice little start if we could do that. You know what's going to happen here? I'm going to hit the Tesla logo here to hopefully that one can spark it. There we go. There we go. So now is it going to go up? Nah, that didn't work. Okay, AMD here. If I only had something else to throw, AMD 57.50 we were long at. We cashed out for 50, 60 cents up here, but missed the upside. So sometimes we have them, sometimes we do not. But look at AMD, guys, 57.50. Wowzers, we had that one, guys, and we dumped it. So I'm going to tweet this out as a mistake by me here. Should have held this one. Oh man, this could have been a day maker right there. You say, even if you take a couple hundred shares, guys, you're in the money, $1.50 right now. So that's worth it either way around on that one. It looks like Chewy gives us a little bit of a break there. Does not get us out. And then now we're going back to the upside. So Chewy for the win. It looks like, again, let's take some out. We got a little buyer here. Chewy with a big winner on right now. We're long at 49 plus another 51. Let's keep going. Chewy right back to where we got in. Too bad we lost hundreds on this trade. Thank God it wasn't thousands.
Yeah, guys, watch out for a VRM Vroom. It's making a bit of a consolidation here. So a higher consolidation, 56 to 57. I still like a 59 break on Vroom. But if it breaks 55 to the downside, you might see me take a shot short. Of course, we had to pay for those locates, it being a recent IPO, just IPOing yesterday. It is almost 10:20 here, and I see Brendan's ready for our small cap recap.
Hey guys, yeah, small cap time. Opportunity all over the place today. If you are brand new, just starting out trading, I'm going to show you a trade in a couple seconds here that I very much urge you to have a look at the concept anyways, because it's very easy and very well structured. So not this one though. GNUS, a high flyer from yesterday, past couple of days. Obviously, we've been talking about genius brands, but back to the upside again today. We mentioned it in the pre-market, 33.5% still. 540 was a bit of a pivot here in the pre-market, got flush, couldn't get back to it. We did get back to it right at the open, so did get a nice pop to really load up on the short, and then the flush shortly thereafter down to 450. Had to be careful with this though. Once we got back above 5, there was a buyer sitting there at 5, just refreshing and refreshing and refreshing. That's why we like to look at the level 2. And here we go, back to the upside after that hold of $5 as support. We'll go over to Hertz. Hard to ignore Hertz once again today. We mentioned this $3.80 to kind of $4 level from yesterday afternoon. Ended up being a great opportunity at the open again this morning. Gave you an opportunity to load up big time, and then the flush continuation. We've been talking about it to the downside. This is that trade I was talking about, SQBG. We mentioned this one yesterday. Little tiny penny stock, all kinds of liquidity, all kinds of volume. Second day for this one to the downside. So not as many eyeballs on it, not as volatile, not as violent of a trade as we saw yesterday in the morning. But 44 cents here, very obvious level. If you go back to yesterday, held below that in the pre-market, gave you all kinds of opportunities. This thing's at 28 cents right now. So I mean, I took a 10-cent winner there and thought I did pretty well, but it's now 5 cents further. So great opportunity there, SQBG. Guys, that's a look at small cap world. Back to you.
Now, that's absolutely a great one there, Brendan. I just want to quickly get back to Spirit Airlines. It made its first attempt, well, it's not the first attempt, it's about a second or third attempt to pull back. And on the way back in, I'm able to finally short this. So it gets up to $19 here, and then a little consolidation around $18.50 or so. Like I'm finally in a short, and we're chasing this one almost entirely too far, I have to admit. But we missed a little bit on this one. We like the short through 20. We like the short up at the top here at the open. We missed both of those trades. I'm now sort of shorting this pop here. I'll give it to about 1875 in front of 1890 or 19 even or so. Looking to see if we can't retest that bottom. 1793 is a low. I'll take some out in front of 18 even, and then see if we can't ride the rest.
Yeah, good look there. As Tesla coming back to the upside now as well. Were you just talking about Hertz there, Neil? I don't want to.
No, that was a safe Spirit Airlines.
Okay, yeah. So I just want to talk a little bit about Hertz bouncing off 265. Just didn't want to talk about the same name there again. We are taking some out off of this 295. I just don't know. I mean, I still think we got to stay net short, which we are. So you'll see our positions at the bottom there. Neil and I staying, I believe. Neil short as well. We're staying that short, but we are dumping some of our shares. So let's be perfectly honest here. And we are getting out of some of our Hertz. Tesla keeps wanting to try to go here. I don't know what's going to happen. We're going to wait to see. I'd love to see 1,005 again. At least we are long 9,999 there. So nice little average price. We'll wait to see what that has in store for us. That's the name that you all apparently love and not loving it enough, because we need Tesla to get back above 1,000. Not that we're going to create this thing to go. 7 million shares on $1,000 stock. That's a lot of money in this name right now. So let's see if we can't get this name to push even higher. Considering what the market's doing, that's no surprise there. My JPM, I want to kind of throw up, but that was a great short here on JPM. Hit that one nice out there. So we're really happy with the way that one's trading. And WLL still hovering around 60. I'm just going to maybe just get out of the rest of these ones. We're pretty light on it, but if a 60 break, I think we do get another move down here to where we got out last time, maybe 57, 58. But let's get some out of WOL for a nice little 20 cents.
I'm going to go arrows down. We just took a quick scalp out of Spirit for 20 cents, but I'm going to keep holding that one to the short side. But I'm going to give you another one here. GNUS breaking through this 550 area. We talked about the short we had in front of 530, and we said 540 to 550 was more important. I'm going to take a little bit here at 540. But if we take out 550, I want to be adding to that position. Bigger level here at 550. So starter position at 40s. I got 42 long. And then we'll look to see if we can't add on a 550 break. I want to leave myself some room just in case it resists this price here and doesn't make a run to the top, which is 589, that high of day. I get out some in front of that, certainly, if we're able to add here at 550. So GNUS, we're now long side at 42s, looking to add on a 550 break. And remember, you don't want to get the fear of missing out on the segments that we do weekly at 1 o'clock. So I want to throw this up for you guys. The coming up macro we got here, we do have an education segment coming on our Market Wisdom channel at 1 o'clock. We're talking 4 separate topics. We're going to go trade preparation. We're talking about scanners that we use. Trade review, which is a big one. Winners and losers, you got to review those. And the big one, of course, you guys want to talk about dealing with FOMO, that fear of missing out. We're not missing out on this GNUS here, guys. 550 did break. And we just added to our position like we said we would on a 550 break. So I'm going to continue to run this one to the long side, guys. Headed towards 589, which is high of day. I'll be out of almost everything if it gets to that price.
GNUS, wow, it is going to get to that price. Here it goes, pushing. Genius Brands up and away. Okay, look at this one, and we'll do this for you again. Close your eyes, but here comes a big win once again on Macy's, guys. We're short up here, 850. Nice little win for us here, down to 784. I'm debating getting out of just the rest right now. We'll see, though, man. I think it can still break to 780, so nice little trade here. Just want to give you a little recap there on Macy's breaking downside. I think we'll get out, guys, if it comes back above 795. So let's give this some room more to the downside, but we will take, no matter what, a little bit of a winner here. We're barbecuing. Oh, yesterday, shout out, we did have a chicken dinner winner yesterday. Chicken drumsticks on the barbecue. So that was me, and there was, not that there was a little bit of a fire, but there was some smoke, and my daughter's like, Dad, the barbecue's on fire over there. I was like, no, just smoke, but it's fine. You got to mix a little flavor in there as well, but the kids don't understand that. She comes running out with one of those spray bottles, and I'm just like, what is going on here? But it was cute anyways.
Your daughter loves a spray bottle too?
No, well, yeah, we have one just lying around. I think she went and grabbed one. I don't know. I think it's from like her hair supply or something. Look at this size. Before I throw it back to you, Neil, look at this guy's size here on Macy's. Neil, you may want to look at this as well.
Yeah, you're right about that.
780 there. And I say even, Brendan. Brendan's so busy over there. It's hard for him to make a trade, but there's some nice size here at 780. I'm going to get out now of my trade and then go short if it does break. But 780, nice size on Macy's, guys.
Yeah, I'm still in that GNUS. It is headed to the upside, but Macy's got to watch out for this bottom. It's a monster reversal from yesterday that's happening in Macy's, so you want to make sure that you're involved in the names that are moving. I sort of can't stress that one enough to you guys, but I'm going to quickly put the position board on only because I haven't done it in a while. We try to give this to you as much as we can. I capitulated a little bit on Tesla, took some shares out at just above that 1001 mark right there. So I still have the re-entry that we got at 997 and change. GNUS long at 548 is an average price. That's in the money right now, about 12 cents for us. I want to run to 589, then a further breakthrough there. Hertz, look, we're net short. We're going to stay net short. 296 right now. It's at 276. The next level to break would be 265 on the bottom. So very similar to what you're seeing at that 780 mark on Macy's. If you're net short there, you probably want to hang on to some. Look at the clean trend. It's tried to pull back a couple of times. Hertz has done the same, but it hasn't given you a reason to cover that short. So you make sure you stay flexible, stay nimble. I'm going to stay net short, at least in Hertz anyways. It's the only one I have on for the time being. But GNUS reversal long. Make sure you take profit on some of these moves to the upside on GNUS. something I like to scalp long, not one that I believe in, and I'm not going to be holding for long periods of time in Genius Brands. Brennan, what do you got?
Real quick, guys, oil inventories incoming here, but I wanted to mention this one. Livongo Health up 9.5% here. Just took out $65 on a huge volume spike. A couple of upgrades on this one today. They have a health platform that you can use for online diagnostics and things like that. But a couple of upgrades on this one as well today, just through 65, guys.
Okay, guys, here goes Tesla. We're waiting just above 103. It's at that 103 level here. It's bounced off there a couple times. Probably a mistake, maybe waiting for higher, but let's just wait to see what this does here at 103 and change on TSLA. It looks like it wants to pop through, so $1,000. There it goes. I was going to say just bouncing off a couple times. Let's wait to see the action on this one, Neil. I don't know. We'll have to wait to see.
Yeah, I got to get you guys back to Spirit, so I probably glossed over this one to the short side. Of course, we did have that short through 1850, taking some out there. Yeah, there goes Tesla as well. I'm looking for a 105 break to get the last out at about 107. See if we can get a $10 winner on that one after having capitulated for about $1 on the first half, which was weak. But Spirit, I'm looking to see if I can't add here on the downside move. It's trying to bounce. I want the shorts in front of about 1850 to 1890 or so, but it's having a little bit of trouble getting to that price that I like, which is not necessarily a good sign for me, especially when it's put in a higher low at this point. So I have to make sure my stop is going to be tight. That's the only reason I haven't added at this point. I'm actually not sure where I want to do that until we get a deeper consolidation on Spirit. So I haven't shorted that one again. I will do so at some point. And Hertz, I will short one more time if it gets to that $3 mark. But at some point, that 3 even level could break to the upside, and then we'll be out of that trade, at least temporarily. I mean, I probably won't be done with it for the rest of the day, but certainly if it breaks, I'm going to be out of Hertz and look for a place to get back in.
And guys, there we go. Let's fall some money down there. We finally stay a little bit disciplined here on Tesla. We get out there. Look at this. How many times do I need to see this break 103 or come up to it? Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I say enough is enough. We get some out there on that 103. We hold it, breaks back, we get out 102.68. We actually didn't hold it through this. We actually got out on the move back up. I just parked an order ahead of $1,000.03. We are still long, same prices, Neil, I think around 990. I'm long 998.30. I think Neil was saying 990.
It's 97, 20,
yeah, okay. So
it's all the same thing.
We're all long down here, waiting for this to break down here. So let's just wait to see what Tesla does. Both of us kind of waiting for home runs, but I think we've already kind of got home runs. Tesla not really doing what we thought it would do today. Sure, there's lots of upside, but I sort of thought the momentum would go, but there's nothing wrong with 6%, guys. So watch out. Tesla may fall on its face here, but we're back on that name, so we're okay. Check out Macy's, guys. I gave you that breakout. I don't know why. Oh, yeah, there it is. Long. Yeah, we're long. 785. So that's the long right now in Macy's. Let's update our position. Let's go to Brendan, then we'll update our position before we get back.
All right, guys, 10:30 here. Let's get crude oil inventories. Somebody was looking at that DRIP ETF in the pre-market. Obviously, a bear ETF, so going to move inverse to the price for crude. You can see crude oil down 2.3% here. We're sitting right at $38 going towards the number here, about 10 seconds away. Check the API number. They're looking for a drawdown. This expectation also drawdown of 1.7 million. The past couple of weeks, it's kind of gone against what has been expected. So let's see what it is. Yeah, big build, guys. 5.7 million barrel build versus 1.7 million barrel drawdown expected. So if I flip back over, you can see, yeah, nice flush there for crude oil, guys, on that number.
Yeah, definitely going to be worth a look. I do need to go back quickly to Spirit that broke that 19. I needed to see it try to hold this price. I just mentioned like a minute ago that I had no idea where to get into this one on the pullback because it wouldn't give me any consolidation that I like. So at this point, I'm looking at the next level will be 19.25 or look, if we're going to hold below here and there's a failed break through 19, maybe I'll short back through like 18.75 or so to that downside. So I do have a few positions on. One of them is going to be that Hertz, and it is now approaching $3. So, line in the sand time. We sort of talked about it a couple of times. 3 even breaks. We've mentioned it over and over again. We'd be out of Hertz, and there it goes. So quickly took one stand in front. Hertz broke $3. I'm going to be out of that trade. I'm looking for a re-entry at some point. My price was 96. I added at 99. I got out at essentially in the low threes there. So it's not a big hit. It's just a matter of getting out at some point. And if I got wicked out, fair enough. I think there's plenty of opportunities to get back into Hertz at some point, guys.
And guys, here we go again. Yeah, good look on Hertz. I didn't even see that. We're so light on that trade. But look at this. Macy's wheelbarrow time. Maybe we can go shopping in Macy's now. We're long right here, 785. Oh, we said we would show a position board. Okay, let's update it quickly and show it to you guys. Oh, what happened there? We just went long Hertz? Okay, I just got to get out of this one before this gets too nasty here. Don't know why we went long on Hertz, but hopefully we'll get out right here, 106 maybe if we can. We'll put the order there. Am I going to get out at 106 before we go? Let's put on Hertz. There we go, out at 106. Okay, here's the board right now. We are not long Hertz. That was a mistake, so we just got out of that one. Chewy, we're still long on that. 17 cents in the money. Tesla's 70 cents in the money. Whatever. WLL 12 cents. And there's Macy's, guys. Macy's, we got some out. I didn't want to talk about that. We did go long. Check this out here as I'll reverse back over to the board. Call up some Macy's. 7.99 right now. Good out. This is where we've been getting out. Maybe I can zoom this in just a little bit here. We noticed that big size at 7.80. I don't know if you took it, Neil. I don't know if you took it, Brendan, but I hope you traders out there took it. I hope you guys took it as well. We called this whole move back up. So that's what we do, guys. Sometimes we feel like a hamster in a wheel, but I called that move at 7.80. We saw the size there. Your boy goes long. Macy's number one stock for AMD, number one stock. Macy's number two stock for me today. Could go to number one, and bang, Macy's. There's your code word for the day. Macy's is your code word for the day because your boy has another 25 cent winner on the way up. Welcome to the party. If it's your first time, we try to do this every day. What up, Brendan?
Another one to look at here, guys. Earnings name Guess down 21%. Yeah, big earnings miss out aftermarket yesterday. Got flushed at the open from 1120 all the way down to 980. Just bounced back up above 10 on a volume spike. They also said, which was interesting, e-commerce sales were not what they were expecting, guys.
Yeah, and I mentioned I don't want to hold on to GNUS too long. Yeah, break-even stock for the rest of the shares. It's just not a stock that I'm holding longs for anything more than scalp trades or breakouts, and it didn't break the high of the day. If I can zoom out just for you here, it didn't break that 589, 590 to the top side. So when that doesn't happen, I make sure I take out the bulk of my position on the way up to 580. We get the rest out at a break-even-ish price. We lose about 3 or 4 cents on the way back in. So profitable trade overall. I'm probably going to look to hunt some shorts. The next long for me is likely to be a 590 break or 589 break, whichever you prefer, on GNUS. You're splitting hairs. So if it takes out the top, then we'll go long for a quick little long trade. But I'm now looking to see if we can get any kind of consolidation that I can short in Genius Brands. That's just been the better play for me, finding shorts overall in this name. It was a great one off the open. Short, we had some in the pre-market. It was a couple of reverse longs here for some wins, but never holding it for more than a couple of minutes to the long side. Just not a believer.
Okay, guys, and I just wanted to give, if it's your first time with us, welcome. We're well over 4,000 viewers today. That's going to be a record. So something that we like to do on the show here is celebrate our wins and our trades because it is fruit salad time. Whoa, Tesla ripping back upside here. Anybody with me on the fruit salad front today? Let me know if you like fruit salad or if you got some with you here. Today's fruit salad brought to you by Green. What are those things? Oh, yeah, grapes and honeydew melon. We got some cantaloupe in there. Hit me on chat there if you are enjoying some fruit salad, and if you do like it as well here. We will be chomping on that very soon. But right now, it's just trades galore as we look to make more and more money here. A nice little 22 cents. Look at Macy's. Bang! That's your code word, Macy's today. We've been on fire. Follow me on Twitter. Just tweeted out a pretty nice chart of this name. But Macy's right now, big win. Nice little win here, to say the least. 20 pennies, guys.
Watch out for Chesapeake here. It made another halt and then holding higher once again. You got $18 was that first halt price. It's approaching that now. Any failure here at 18 is going to trigger another short idea for me. If it doesn't break through this and we get down, call it through 17.35, 17 and a quarter without breaking 18, and we're going to go short again in Chesapeake. I feel like, look, you don't short it because you paid for shorts, but they were cheap, and this is a weak name, and we're going to try to beat up on it as much as we can here, as long as it shows that continued weakness. Breaking 18 for me, I'll reassess, but underneath that price, I really like it.
Yeah, let's beat that stock up for sure. Macy's, look, I mean, I hate always talking about the same trades, but this one today, guys, has just been one of those names where we have hit it completely out of the park, and we're really proud of the way this trade went out here. We're coming up to VWAP, so let's get out of this one. Big win on Macy's, another 30 pennies out of the long side here, Neil. Great little trade happening right now as we speak on that name, Macy's. Nice little runner here. Let's get out. We're right at VWAP. We're just going to get this out. Big trade, guys.
Yeah, and I'm going to go over to this, Chris. I know I've sort of neglected this stock. Apologies there. I did have a level written down at 250 for a breakout to the upside. That breakout has turned into a bit of support here. However, failure to get through 3 even. So, look, I think it's one of those trades where I can jump in here, do one of these sort of tight stop shorts in front of 3. If it runs past, it's probably likely to break that 320 high, and I'm going long at that price anyway. So 320 long, quick short in the 280s mid. With a 3 even stop, you're only risking 10, 15 cents, and then you do have a shot to get down to that 250 mark. And if you want to and you're frisky, you might want to hold on to some of those shorts through a 250 break if it's still going heavily to the downside there. The market is bouncing a little bit. That's helping Tesla. This time, Sean, I might not wait for 107. I might take off, a $5 or $6 winner instead of getting that $10 home run that I've been waiting for. It just feels foolish not playing these bounces. You could be scalping in and out of $5, $6, $7 winners in Tesla. I'm just sitting here holding the position the entire way. It doesn't feel like it's been the right move so far. Despite the fact it's $6 in the money right now, I just feel like I could have traded this one a little bit better.
What, Tesla?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still in this one as well. We got out there a little bit at that top there, 103 right here, literally right here, 102.16.8 we got out. So yeah, we still have half of that trade on. Good trade as that one just keeps on going. Macy's has been hot fire. Thanks for the love on that one. Right now, this is our position board. We can call it up and update it and start it for you guys right now. It's a bunch of longs and one short. So it's Chewy long. Nah, you know what? That's been the stinker of the day. So I'm going to flush myself down the toilet on Chewy. Macy's right now, that's, I'm really happy with that one. And Tesla right now, $4 in the money, and WLL coming back, but we got out of WLL. We're just going to wait to see what that does on the top side. But good little trade today for this one. This is where we've gotten out. Now WLL is coming right back up to this. This was a bigger trade for us. Unfortunately, we did get stopped out on a big portion of our trade. Held some, cashed it. It's just small. So right now, Tesla again, Neil, having a problem at this 103 level, debating just getting it all out right now and regrouping.
That's what I did. I took it all out. Now I'm going to regroup. I took it at that 1,003 mark. So, the first trade was a slight win. We're long just above 1,000, took it at 1,001, and then the dip buy at 997.75. We're going to get out. And it's a good size win. You catch $5 in the trade, you're happy with it, but I'm watching it just bounce back and forth in a relatively tight range for Tesla here. And I'm going to take that profit. It's a further breakout through 107 anyways, and if we hold 995, there's other entry points there for Tesla. But right now, Brendan has a little something for us.
There's a couple of positive notes this morning, guys, that I saw on the renewable energy space. This is one stock you can have a look at in that group, Bloom Energy, BE in New York, up 16% on that news today. Got through $9 early on. Huge volume on this thing today. BE up 16%, guys.
BE. Look, there's a lot of names here that we've been neglecting heavily. I had a failed trade here on AMC. First half breakout, good. Then held it through the low here when it broke 7 even. So you end up making and then losing what you made. And it's turned into a short. And this is a huge missed opportunity. When you get this breakdown after a failed break through the high, it's a structured short trade, guys, and I don't know how I'm missing out on it. It's sort of an obvious play here. It then holds that 697 even area the entire way through. I'll give it one more shot in front of 680, but I've missed 1, 2, 3. I don't want to miss 4 pops here. So I'm going to short this pop in front of 697 on Hertz. But it's already 10:40. Wow, time is absolutely flying. I see a sea of red. Let's go up to the big board for Brendan and Sector Watch.
Yeah, pretty hard to find underlying strength in the market today. You can see very, very negative right across the board, but the moves as a whole, not that huge, only 0.3% for the overall S&P to the downside. A few things to highlight here. This group, obviously, energy stocks with the oil number just coming out there. Noble, Oxy, and NOV, 6.8, 7.8, and 9% to the downside for those three. Halliburton, there's Marathon as well, MRO. So the entire energy group, for the most part, in negative territory. Banks moving to the downside today as well. These guys were pretty strong yesterday, so a bit of a pullback, led by WFC at the top there, 6.25%. CMA also interesting move. If you have a look at that chart, 5.25% to the downside. Insurance companies, they were really strong end of last week into the beginning of this week, but a bit of a pullback there as well. Tech stocks we've been talking about here leading as far as strength is concerned, specifically the semis. If you zoom in there a little bit, you can see the semiconductor group providing most of the strength. This one, ADS and WU, offsetting a lot of it, but Salesforce popping up there, CRM having a nice day. Healthcare stocks also decently strong, providing a bit of an offset. This is where the weakness is coming from, though, today. Both of these groups, the consumer discretionary group and the industrial sector. Here's all the cruise lines, NCLH, RCL, CCL, even Wynn, some of the hotels here. MGM, we talked about if you joined us at 9 o'clock, reopening some of the casinos in Las Vegas, some more of their casinos in Las Vegas. Wynn as well, 6.3% to the downside. Retailers, very weak so far today. In the industrials group, Boeing standing out, 7.5% to the downside for Boeing. Here's the rest of the airlines over here in the transportation group, 13% for UAL and 13% as well for AAL. Guys, back over to you.
Neil, check the chat out there. Tesla right now, guys, up to 105, 106. We still have it. I'm going to wait for this break just in case we do get above 3,200 here in the futures. Maybe we run, I don't know, we have a $7 winner on right now in Tesla. So we'll wait to see what that one wants to do. Somebody was asking about something. I don't remember. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. It's this board. So let's just call this up here. This is what we have on board coming up today for you guys. If you're just joining us now for the first time, here we go. We have a live recording. This is one of our more popular things that we've just started to do recently, guys. Join us 1 p.m. Eastern on our Market Wisdom channel. These are the topics we're going to talk about. These come from you guys, man. Trade preparation, real-time screening. What up, Brendan? We'll talk about that trade review. And yeah, about that FOMO. Had some on CCL there today. We'll take that board off. But there we go, guys. Oops, I hit it. Okay. There it is again. Hey, guys, coming up at 1 p.m. No, take that off. Okay, yeah, we had new thing there, so I will not hit it and just let the production team do that. Good job, guys, on that one. Thank you so much. Macy's, we did get out there at 8:15. I told you right above VWAP. I have small shares now. We're going to get out of this breaks through 8:05 where it just did test, but Macy's, code word, big win today for sure on Macy's. Oh, yeah, and by the way, the code word means absolutely nothing, just something funny. I don't even know if it's funny, but one of the viewers there thought the fruit salad was a code word, so I'm going to make stocks a code word right now. The fruit salad today, you know what? I got to give a thumbs down. The melon, not great, but the grapes, thumbs up.
I like, look, you can't hate them with grapes. You don't get them every single day, but I have sour grapes over this JFIN and a good look
good
there.
One.
Good look at this symbol here. It's actually pulling back in. I was just in the bathroom, so missed this breakout dip buy at 1760. I think you can sort of look at about 17 even as a nice little stop area to maybe reverse to a short. Got to check to see if we have locates. Otherwise, oh, look, it's a long bounce in front of there up 550%. But look, if this thing comes back in, I'm going to be shorting 17 as long as we have the locates there and then just try a long in front of it.
Okay, yeah. Whoa. What is Chewy doing here? We're long at 51.05. Chewy, oh man, I missed that. This is... Okay, we lost a lot of money, not a lot, but a decent amount on Chewy going long, basically right off the open here. I learned my lesson on that one. I don't think we'll play breakouts too much on some random stocks here because Chewy does drop all the way down here. We pick up the bottom at 49. We pick up this at 51.05 there, and then now we cashing it in. So Chewy, look, we've made back a decent amount of money, but not enough. Oh, we're right back to where we were. Let's get out of some Chewy now and then see if we can't let the rest run up here and see if we can't get back to this high of 52.30. Let's drop some Chewy as we speak right now. Macy's, wow, right back to 8.12. We'll dump some more here. Just nervous about this VWAP. I don't like Macy's, so we are going to dump some up here. Maybe we get out of some Tesla, man. This is a nice win.
Hertz rolling over $3 again, but Brennan, what do you got?
Yeah, Sean was talking about Chewy there. Here's another one. Pets, 120% to the upside. Look at the volume spike just coming in on pets as well, guys. They make pet food. So Chewy, pet food. There you go. Pets, guys.
Yeah, I actually only have one position on right now, and it sadly Hertz isn't one of them. It just turned big time at 340 and then back through 3 even. I just have CRIS short at 282. That's in the money, about 10 cents. But I'm looking at that GFIM, which could take out the top here. So forget about the dip buy. It could be another break to the upside of the high of day. If it breaks that, we'll go long. If it breaks 17, we're going short as long as we got the locates there. But it's coming off real heavy right now. So got to go back over to JFIN. Is that just made another test of 19 even? But if it ever takes out 17, that's going to be the level. Unfortunately, we have no locates on that one. But AMC, I'm also watching that one. We're going to see if we can't get to trade it. It'll be breakout only on JFIN. It's already up 600%, but if it can go more, fair enough. That's the only way we can play it. Otherwise, you're looking at 11-12 as the next support after a 17 break.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say is thank you to Summer Way there, who gave us that super chat there. I don't know if you shouted him out or not. I'm pretty sure you did, but thank you for that, guys. And that's how we'll talk about some names. We missed them. We're doing so much here, guys. So nice little shout out to JFIN there from you there, Summer Way. So there, I hope you got that from Neil. Great little look there, Neil, for show. Tesla. Bang! There it goes, guys. So Barbecue Central here on Tesla, $8 winner right now. It's back to its high of the day. It breaks the high of the day. Goes up to $1,000.08. So we'll wait to see what this wants to do. We are long, $9.98. So $10 winner at the top here for Tesla. Let's just keep going. Let's rock this boat. Tesla, keep going to the upside now, guys. Macy's as well, back up here. It does break through view up. I thought I had an order there. Guess not. Doing too many things. We'll put an order now to get out of some Tesla, guys, or some Macy's.
Yeah, I just started my position here in an AMC. Late to the party, of course, like I did mention, but we are finally on board here at 662. But add that to CRIS, which we are short on the retracement. Look, and I mentioned 250 would be a level. Certainly, that was VWAP. It was the breakout price. It's a good place to take some profit out in front. It's bouncing one more time through 250. So if I can get this one out for about a 20 to 25 cent win, I will go ahead and do that. It just ticked me out there on the bid. 250 break, I'm going short on this puppy here. Otherwise, I'm shorting in front of 3 even. So nothing inside, but short 280 to 85, short 250 break on CRIS. You guys love when he comes on here to give you some levels on the futures. Market is always moving here. Let's bring Arun in to get some updates on what's going on in the ES and the NASDAQ futures, whichever one he happens to be trading today.
Yeah, guys, I'm here. Today's an interesting situation for me. Around 10:10 this morning, I took a long at 3,200, 3,201 in front of 2190 or 3190. That was my level that I had marked off. As you can see in the chart, it did not work out. So I flipped or short. I'm okay with the trades. If they're wrong, that's perfectly fine. I have the option of flipping because most of the levels I pick are major levels. So for me, flipping is not a big deal. I flip short. And the market bounces, that's fine. And then I start to see buying underneath 3190. At this point, I'm thinking that, maybe I had missed the read there. The level wasn't 3190, it was 3185. So I lost on the long. I'm in a short, which is out of the money by 4 points right now. What I'm going to do is if it comes back under 3190 again, and I start to see some more buying, I'm going to get out of my short, go back to the original long with 3185 as my new stop. But if it doesn't, if it starts moving around, I'm going to keep the short because at this point, there's nothing to do. The only point of information or the only point to look at for more information is below 3190 towards the day low is 3185. So right now I'm sitting around waiting to see what the market's got. If we start to see some buying below 90, I'm going to respect it. I'm going to flip out of my short back to the long that I had taken a loss on earlier. If it moves up, I'll wait. 32.10 is my stop on this trade. 32.35 is the overhead to top end for me. But for now, I'm just sitting around waiting, doing a whole lot of nothing just to see what we get below 3190.
Look there, Arun.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Sherwin. Guys, keep in mind, too, look, if you have questions about what's going on in the futures levels, throw them into the chat every now and then. Arun's going to be popping in here. If you do have curiosity about what's going on in the ES or the NASDAQ, don't hesitate to ask. I mean, certainly, we have a great team of traders here. Kevin, of course, is on the chat doing a fantastic job. But Tesla now through 110. I missed the 107 break.
Yeah, we did it.
I said you're able to get in easily on a break. I'll look for a pullback. I'm going to try buying any kind of a dip, a 102 to 107 range if it comes back.
And bang, explode the money. This is a $13 winner right now on Tesla. We have this, guys. So a nice little trade here happening as we speak on Tesla. A nice win. We'll get out if it dumps below 108 again, but we're going to hold this one. $13, $12 now on the money on Tesla, 98 long. So we're going to get out if it breaks through 108. Just want to give you guys that update. Big time trade happening here. Chewy also now $1 in the money on this name after we got smoked off that open, but we reloaded here. We reloaded here as well. So big time trade happening once again on Chewy. Let's see if it breaks through 52 even, Neil. And if it does, then kaboom. Once again, we have an $8 winner, an $11 winner on right now on Tesla, and then $1 right here on Chewy. Probably more on JPM, but we're out of that one as well.
Yeah, quick look here, just watching a bit of size on AMC. I am still in this trade here, but 680 is the level I had for a stop. 675 actually has a big time seller there at that first price. So I can always slide my stop to that seller. If it breaks, I'll look for a re-entry point. But for me, I think you can add to the position here. Use a 75 stop, if only because I see this 80,000 share order here. So why have a stop at 680? If it breaks this and fails to get through 680, I can always just jump back into position. So that's what I'm going to work with here on this name. I'm also looking at a pullback here in Hertz. I'm going to try and short this one again. It just popped to 320. Maybe use 325 as an out. Brendan, money talks. Let's go.
Hey guys, yeah, currency time. We'll keep it short and sweet. Pretty muted action as far as the currency markets are concerned so far today. We did have that CPI number in the U.S. out this morning that came in a little bit below expectations. So a little bit of U.S. dollar weakness coming back into play, but overall pretty unchanged. The euro 113.5. Our Canadian dollar back at 74.5, down slightly today. If we come down here, Japanese yen, Swiss franc, the ones you like to watch when volatility spikes to the upside, they can tend to move with it to the upside. We're lower again on both here, about 0.5%. Continuing, Australian dollar, New Zealand back in positive territory. Mentioned they've been on such a run to the upside. Had 2 days to the downside. We're seeing a bit of a pop again on those. Crypto land is pretty quiet so far today. 97.50 for Bitcoin. We're still around that 243 area for Ethereum. Just wanted to mention the pound over there. The chart showing 127.5 up here. We're in recent high territory as far as the pound is concerned. 128, and then I think it was 132. Probably the next stop for the pound. Guys, back over to you.
Thank you, Brendan. Taking off the top, that JFIN there broke that 2140 level. Quick scalp for about a 50-cent win in front of the next key level at 22. Now it's trying to hold the high. If it can't hold 20 even, we'll just be out of it. Otherwise, you're riding this train as far as it wants to go. It's up 600%, so you can't sit here thinking it's going to go forever. That's why my top is going to be tight. That's why I already took some out for a quick little scalp, because you're buying near a top, and you got to watch out when these come back in. No locates. As much as I want to be going short this name, until we get some locates or shortable shares, unable to do that, guys. We're going to have to stick to the long, which isn't my preference, hence the tight stop on JFIN. Hertz came back in again. I tried shorting at 320 up here around VWAP. It did fail, got down to 3 even and bouncing one more time. So I will work into a position around VWAP and Hertz. Just got to get a little more aggressive to stay net short this name because I've gotten away from that trade the last 20 or 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, the market's falling down pretty decent right now, so we got to find some kind of. Oh yeah, we did get out of our Tesla trade there. We talked about it at 106, so we wait. I was gonna do 108 break, but I kind of gave it to this level right here, 107, and then I gave it another $1. So 105.76 there for an $8 winner. So we were riding high, 13 in the money, and then we get out for 106 there off of a 98 long. So it's an $8 cash. So we'll floss that off, but it could have been like a much bigger trade. Needless to say, we give it to the top and then do not capture that profit. A little bit of a fail here on Chewy. It does come to 52. We did see some size there. We should have got out. It doesn't break it. Now it's falling all the way back down. So again, we're just going to give Chewy back here probably until about a 51 or so. If that breaks, we'll get out for flat again on our last little bit of Chewy shares. So what a day, guys. The biggest miss for me today for sure was CCL breaking through $22. It was like a 5-star trade on my little sheet here. and we missed it. So that's fine. But $22, that was a big break on CCL. My number one stock over the last couple months has been this one. So that's why I'm a little bit upset that we missed that. Was an easy trade for me. Just was looking at too many other things, and it was right off the open, guys. 935. So
I'm slap-shotting it off here, Sean, and I got to give a massive shout-out. Thank you, Summer Way Entertainment. I wasn't even looking at JFIN here, and then we see this consolidation at the top. Alert to this stock. Again, when it's up 600, 700%, I cannot see myself holding for bigger wins than the second half here out at 24. So you're locking in a 10% win. There's no way that I'm looking and assuming this is going to go through 25, 230, not when it's already gone from $3 to 24. At some point, I would be preferring to look for a short, but there was a breakout there, popped on our radar. Thank you so much. We can learn from you guys. We can all screen and find some interesting names together that are worth trading, put them on, make that cash, and then always go back to Brendan for some more news.
Yeah, I'm just checking on that JFIN. No significant news that I can see anyways at this point on that one. China-based, little tiny China-based company going nuts today, 700%. Wanted to mention this one as well. We haven't looked at this one in quite some time. CLDX, they had positive trial data earlier in the week, guys, but popping up again this morning on decent volume here, just about to break, or it looks like it is, breaking to day highs, 23% for CLDX, guys.
So you know what, that reminds me of Cloudera. Well, we could check out that as well today. Yesterday, okay, Cloudera all the way back down today. This is the name here on the New York Stock Exchange. Yesterday, I tweeted it out. There was some buyout rumors possibly. I know IBM has been in talks with these guys or about these guys. I don't know if it's been with them or not, but we'll wait to see 1150 here on a break of Cloudera. And the other name you gave us was CLDX. I assume that's going to be a NASDAQ name. Yep, $3.77 today. Yeah, nice little move up. Wow, yeah, took that out at 360, then busted that through. Genius Brands, is that approaching once again? Nah, not really. I was waiting to see 580 on the top there. That's another one of those home run stocks. If you guys did like it, like a JFN, like Neil's been looking at today. Man, I'm still upset about CCL, but we're going to find another trade for you guys coming up very soon.
This JFIN, I mean, I should be happy to take an over $2 winner in this stock, but it just made another push through 25. It just went another $2 or $3 for you there. So look, it was just 660% at the upside. Now it's 850. I mean, at some point, this thing has got to slow down. I mean, it's unbelievable price action that you're seeing on some of these names here. And look, it feels like anything can go further. When the squeeze is on, it is going to be absolute insanity. The only positions I got on are a couple of shorts here. I got that Chris short on a 250 break, and we're finally back into Hertz. I feel like it's been forever since we shorted this name, guys. I had a quick in and out on Tesla as it broke 1,000, went short, and then came right back, so lost about 50, 60 cents on the way back in that one. Very tight stop. Thought maybe you get a 990 flush when it retook 1,000, but a Hertz is the short you got to be in. I'm going to be short here at 311, and I'm going to be adding to the position on a 3 even break. Instead of taking it off in front of 3, yeah, baby, we're going to add here in a 3 even break. See if it can't get back down to that 260 low and get a bigger flush to the downside. Hertz, net short almost all the morning. Now we're back into this puppy.
Okay, and we're also back into Chewy. My earpiece is so bad, like I was hearing so much static and so much, not static, but echo in it. So, okay, we do go long Chewy here. It just drops right to VWAP. Now we have 50-40 in its sights. That breaks, that will get out. That's similar to what happened before, 50-25 or so. What up, Brandon?
The more I look into this, the more I find crazy moving stocks, guys. DUO, another China-based company, 53% to the downside. Look at what happened to this thing yesterday afternoon. We went from $10 to 130. It opened this morning. Where did we even open this morning? It was back to 60, touched 100. It's now trading at $21, guys. These China stocks going crazy today. No significant news that I can see on any of these.
Okay. Wow is all I gotta say. Wow. Let's go with that one. You get some crazy moves. And speaking of which, JFIN just halted upside. I mean, about time. It literally just put in a move from $18 to $29.61 in 6 or 7 minutes here. And finally, it's going to have a volatility hold up 900%. Who knows how far this one's going to go once again. Just fantastic movement across the board. We have a lot coming up today. I want to quickly throw it up for you guys. A few things that we got going on. Of course, we have our Market Wisdom channel. Stay tuned at 1 o'clock. We'll be doing 4 separate topics for 1 hour. We'll all be there live for you guys. They're trade preparation, scanners, what scanners we use to find stocks, and of course, trading review, which is the big one, winners and losers. And on top of that, you guys are watching for that FOMO, fear of missing out. We'll talk about how you deal with it because everyone's going to get it. That's what it's all about here, guys. And of course, we have a guest trader of the day coming up as well. In just a few minutes, joining us live, we'll have one of you guys. Joining Sean and I on the program here to trade a little bit. I only have 2 positions on. We already talked about Hertz to the short side and Chris, which is starting to come back against us. So it's been a while since we had a losing trade, but if this one holds above VWAP, we're going to have another one here. Just watching this Chris to the short side here and throwing to Valeria for a European update.
Hey guys, welcome to the European update. Europe is in a very negative territory today as investors wait to hear from Fed at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Britain is down 0.24%. Germany is down 0.55%. France is down 0.79%. Italy is down 0.9%. And Spain is down 1.15%. That's all for the Europe, and I'll keep you updated. Back to traders.
Back to us already. Okay, NIO here. I was looking at this top here, 642. If we get back into that name, we're not in it, but if it does get back up to 642, I'll be into that name as well. Right now, guys, only one position on, and it's Macy's, and that's it. We're still long Macy's, 785 down here. We do want to look again at Tesla on the board. Wow, good out on Tesla there as it's fallen right back down. You have some consolidation here. Maybe we get a pop through 103 again. We could take a long if it does pop through 103. That could happen very, very shortly as well on Tesla. So watch out for that one. We'll look at some different areas here. 103 and change. Yeah, not bad. Again, we have a different setup here. If you're joining us once again for the first time, different charts. You're mainly seeing this one chart. If you go to the side camera and other camera guys, you will be able to see the different setups. Thank you. 12-minute, 3-1 dailies, hot lists and whatnot. Some news services over here. The Lucky Frog up in the building here as well. So yeah, it's been a good one for sure. Watching out for that frog. We'll wait to see 1,000. I do like a 1,003 break here on Tesla, guys.
Yeah, you look at that Tesla and it's just moving all over the place. I know that duo stock, some of you guys are talking about it, and it's crazy price action when you get this many halts, but liquidity, if you're trading duo, liquidity is a bit of an issue here at only 500,000 shares done. This is why it's likely to just continue to halt over and over again because simply anybody stuck in this one is having a lot of trouble getting out of any kind of a sizable position. So I would tread carefully with duo. It's going to be hard to scale a position and something gets halted. I don't even want to count how many times, and it's only done 550,000 shares in a $22 name, which was 95 bucks. At one point in the pre-market and 62 at the open. So, there's crazy price action abound. We're covering all of these names, whether they're high flyers, whether they're smaller stocks here. I just have Chris and Hertz, CRIS here, and Hertz to the short side. I'm adding to this CRIS position, but I'm not letting it go past 275, 280 as a stop. It's put in a few lower highs here, and it's trying to hold VWAP. I think there's a bit of a flush opportunity here if it wants to go back to the downside. Anything up 100%. That runs out of steam. I love those sort of lunchtime, afternoon, drift to the downside type trades that we can work into here. And then, of course, if 320 breaks at some point in the afternoon, we'll ride the wave to that to the long side, but I'm not breaking long at 3 even or 280, only a 320 break on CRIS.
Good, yeah, good look there for sure. Okay, we're into DraftKings now, guys. So a lot of you guys want to play these names. Let's go. So here we go, DraftKings. Let's see if we can hit a home run or a swish for sure. NBA coming back, DraftKings. We know that everybody, especially Americans, and that's who they're targeting right now, are loving their sports gambling. And DraftKings, let's just see what happens. It did make some consolidation spots down here. This is kind of the trade that I like. You could see down here 39. Whoop. There we go. 39 was a little bunched up spot here. So we'll wait to see. If it comes back down and breaks here, then we'll get out. But I definitely think DraftKings worth a try to come to get back up to day's high here again on DKNG. So again, it's kind of a light position, 100x shares here. So we'll wait to see if that one can come back up to 40 or so. We'll see if we can take, I would love to get it out. There's some bunching up here, 39.90 or so. So roughly a 30, 40 penny winner. I would love to take that on DKNG, but right now it's just kind of doing this. Cheers to you, Chas Desk there. Not sure about that name, but Chas Desk for the $2. That's a coffee. That's a win, no matter which way you look at that one. So thank you so much again for the super chat, guys. So right now, DraftKings and Macy's, all that your boy has long.
Yeah, I'm looking at IMRN a little bit, just consolidation at the bottom. This one's down 40%. It did have a halt off the open. It tried to make a move up through 16 and has failed very, very hard since that price. I mean, 11 even could be a break to the downside. Otherwise, if it holds this bottom, 12 break upside could be interesting on IMRN. But our good friend Brendan is back. What do you have for us there, bud?
It is 11:05, guys. Time for everyone's favorite segment. We have Andrew Lardy joining us with Guest Trader of the Day. Before we bring in Andrew, though, I want to show you what's coming up the rest of the day today. Let's throw up the graphic here, and we'll have a look at what is coming up throughout the afternoon. We're going to have a live recording of 4 separate education segments at 1 p.m. over on our Market Wisdom page. Everyone jump in to that link. Valeria is going to throw it up. Save it. We'll be on at 1 p.m. talking about trade prep, real-time scanning, trade review, and dealing with FOMO. So make sure you do not miss that. If you would like to participate in Guest Trader of the Day, send an email to marketing@tradertv.live and we'll get you on this segment. Let's bring in Andrew, guys. There he is. It's been another busy day. Andrew, great to have you on the show. How has trading been for you today?
It's been really good. I've been watching and trading a lot of DAL and UAL. I was also trading some Macy's on the upswing, so it's been a solid day. Yeah,
I was going to say, guys, can we get a little more volume on him for me, please? Thank you. Yeah, airlines obviously just crazy over the past 2-3 weeks. Obviously to the upside, coming back in a little bit today. DAL with some news. I believe it was yesterday. We had Southwest in play a little bit. Lots to get to. Let's get back to the markets here. Andrew, I'm going to bring in the guys.
Yeah. Yo.
Andrew,
how's
good.
it going, my friend? Yeah, I'm just tweeting this out here. Do you follow me on Twitter, Andrew?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good. Otherwise, you'd have to get kicked off. But no, we're just joking around. I just tweeted this right out here. DraftKings long. Do you use Twitter too often? I mean, I know a lot of traders listen to the show, obviously, for news. I think that's your best call. But Twitter also, obviously, a great resource. Do you use that for anything stock related, Andrew?
Yeah, I used to use it for stock related, like finding ideas and things like that. But honestly, during the day, it's just noise. I found that it's way more distracting and less helpful than if I just keep it on in the morning, shut it off, and then do my thing during the day and maybe check it out at night. But to pick up trades during the day, it's not been successful for me. So I stopped using it during the day.
Yeah, I love what you said there, Andrew. Sort of, it's not successful for you, so you stop using it during the day because you got to stick with your edge. I think that's what traders all have to come to realize at some point. You mentioned a couple of names that you were looking at today. Macy's one of them. Do you usually trade 1, 2, 3 symbols a day? Is it sometimes more than that? How active would you describe yourself? Obviously, Sean and I can get up to 10, 12 symbols at a time.
I know you guys have a level of skill that is unmatched by a number of people I've seen.
Hey-o.
Hello?
Yep, keep going. Yeah, I just said, hey-o. Yeah, good. Thanks for the call there.
And then, usually I'll be watching up to 8 stocks, but maybe I'm only trading 2 or 3 of them. To be in and out of more than that, I start losing my edge, and I'm just not at that point where I can take in that much information. Hopefully one day.
No, absolutely. I think one thing, just to be honest here, guys, we trade a lot of different styles of stocks. I find that if some of these smaller cap names that are moving a little bit more controlled, and maybe Chris or CRIS falls into that category that I'm short here, Hertz will move fast. You can mix those in with things like Teslas or the banks or maybe some of those Carnival Cruise. It's a little bit easier because the price action isn't as quick in some of the small cap ones. You just have to watch out between how many stocks you can manage at a given time and what tools you have available. You make sure you have direct market access if you want to be trading 5, 10 symbols at once, and stop orders are going to be a key to use here. Speaking of that, do you find your hands-on trader? Do you have a lot of automated orders that you use in there? I know if you're looking at Macy's today, not having triggers on Macy's for me was actually my downfall because I missed the trades by not having stops on the breakout opportunities. Sometimes that can be a valuable tool.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, I've been through my ideas of using stops and stop limit orders and stop market orders, and they personally, again, like I said, they just didn't work for me and my style of trading. What I am at my core and heart a tape reader. So like I need to zero in on like DAL, and I can trade it for an hour and a half. And today, what did I have? We had a 31 buyer that dropped, and then we had a big buyer at 30.75. And that buyer was huge. So I got long in front of him, but I ended up getting stopped out. And then I got short below him again. But that's my style of trading. And unfortunately, I can't read more than one level 2 at this point in my life. I'd like to read 50 of them, but that's not going to happen right now.
Yeah, we've got you on that one. Right now, guys, we are long Tesla. We're testing it again on this 103 break. I just wanted to bring up what was coming up soon. And Andrew, I don't know if you've watched out anything on our Market Wisdom channel, but if you haven't, you should, because we're very proud of this one. And coming up at 1 p.m. is our live recording, guys. Trade preparation, one of the most important things. Join us every day at 9 o'clock. We'll talk more and more about what you need to look at, as well as real-time scanning trade review. Well, you can see the topics there, but join us on our Market Wisdom channel, guys, and that's a wrap on that one. 106 here. We're looking to get out of some Tesla if it does break back above this 106, using about 998 or so. We'll give this one about a $5 stop. Hopefully we can get more in. You talked about being long Macy's, and hello, my number one stock on the day here. So we'll do a little belly dance. Close your eyes, Andrew, here, if this is not your cup of tea, but here we go. I know it scares me and my kids, but nice out here, hovering around VWAP, probably a spot to look to get out right now. Is that something that maybe you've added to your okay, Tesla here, 105 and change. We're waiting at 106.50 here. We'll see if we get Tesla for another $1 move up here. This will be a $3 win if it can break through 106. But what I wanted to get at to you was, we're nowhere near VWAP on Tesla right now, but is that something that you've learned maybe from us a little bit, adding some of these indicators? Is there one specifically maybe that you like, Andrew, that we don't use? Moving averages, RSIs, things like that. I know Neil and I are very focused on VWAP.
Yeah, so I've used a lot of indicators in the past, and VWAP is probably one of the best indicators that is available out there for me again. And I saw your segment on VWAP. It was very helpful and very clear. It's just the perfect combination of price and time, and to time things in the market is essential to success.
Absolutely. Like, you always stick to the ones that you're comfortable with. There's no such thing as a wrong, whether it's going to be an indicator or a strategy, so long as you make money doing it. You want to keep in mind also what other people are looking at, so you have these things in your toolbox, whether you use them or not. A couple of people have noted this, Nicola here. Someone said making a triple bottom. I don't necessarily see that. We still haven't taken out the absolute low. This is my worst trade of the day, and sometimes we're going to be doing trade review, and I'm going to be talking about this one. Every single time you make top wick on a move, I reloaded on a short. I did not take what was a $6 or $7 winner when I had it because I wanted 10. I thought that's how far it was going to go in Nicola. I added on the pullback. I then got wicked out at the top. And I always find this. When you make the top wick or bottom wick as an out, it tells you a couple of things. One, that you mismanaged the trade in some way. But two, the level that you picked for an out wasn't a bad one. Obviously, if that's where the move stopped to the upside, then when you pick that number out of the blue or based on your research, it wasn't a bad area. You just didn't manage the trade well. So right here, sort of live trade review. Do you do trade review, Andrew? And if so, sort of what is your pattern there? Do you wait till after the market is done or your trading is done, or do you sometimes go back and watch something you put on 10, 15 minutes ago because you're out of the trade and flat?
Oh yeah, so I'll show you guys this stuff that I have. So I have developed for myself a plethora of worksheets that essentially tell me like how many trades I took that were in my playbook, like what the big picture was, what the fundamentals were, and at the end of the day section, what the criteria were for the trade itself. And I do this every day. I take my best trade, I take my worst trade, and I do that for them to make sure that I don't repeat the mistakes that I made yesterday, and make sure that I keep repeating the good habits that I developed or that same trade. So like a great example is on DAL, when that buyer was in front of 75, I saw him decrementing. Basically, if people don't know what that means, that you see a huge offer on the bid and you'll see 500,000 shares, and you'll see 490, 480, 300. and then he would refresh. And to me, that's a winning trade. So I have to get long in front of him, even though part of me knew I would get stopped out. But if I don't keep reinforcing that habit, it's not going to work, because that same habit is what paid when I went long Macy's above 8.
Right.
So without doing these things, it hurts. So like, here's another sheet that I do at the end of every week. And it basically shows all my if-then statements for that week to make sure that I keep reinforcing those ideas.
I mean,
we love seeing that. I'll eat that one up. I mean, it's fantastic to see it.
It's so important. You can't not do it. Like,
you absolutely have to. And I know I've gone over those with similar sheets with traders on our floor, and we'll review them as risk managers, going through their information they put down, sometimes in a spreadsheet form, however you want to do it. But Brendan, what do you got for us?
Guys, there was actually an IPO today, ADS on the NASDAQ, little teeny tiny IPO. It's actually an ADS. uCloud Link, UCL here on the NASDAQ. It opened around 2250, I guess. Instantly halted at 2480, hasn't reopened yet. I'll let you know when it does, guys.
Okay.
Of course it instantly.
Oh, there it is. Open back up again. I want to look, yeah, we're off of him. I want to look at Nicola here. Neil, you did talk about that breaking through 68 maybe on that level. So I don't mind that if it does go, but watch out down here, like that 67 level. We just did talk about, we did take out some Tesla. Thank God we did. 1.0, again, it's just, I've seen it bounce up too many times. So here we go, long 103 there. We take some out, half of it out at 105. That's a $2 winner. It's not that we're happy, we are happy with a $2 winner, but now we give this back to the downside, 998. So watch out here, Tesla. So that will be, again, we're long here at 103, 1003, and we're going to give it a $5 room there after just taking 2. So it'll be a net loser of $3 if we do get stopped out. But I do like that. Tesla long right now. We have Macy's long as it's breaking through VWAP right now. It's a baby spot from the 784, and then our DKNG right now. Whatever, we get out of 30% up here. It's having a hard time breaking through 40, like we talked about that. So we take out 30-40 cents on the high side of DraftKings, and now we'll wait. Again, hovering around that VWAP. So that's going to be a big trade for us today. Hopefully DraftKings will be there. I want to check back on AMD quick. We'd go long again up here and get out. Now we're right around VWAP again. So AMD, a nice possibility here, guys.
Yeah, I have 2 positions on only, guys. It's still going to be Chris, CRIS, and Hertz as well. Hertz is giving a lot of consolidation here, and I think this is both good and bad. The good part about it is it's going to give you an opportunity to work in front of 325 and maybe get some shares out in front of 3 even. The only bad is that my average price is 314, right? And this is a situation where if you're going to sit here and actively scalp 10, 15 cent wins, you want to have your price close to that break point at 325, because ultimately, even if 325 goes, the first thing I'm going to be looking for is not breaking long in Hertz. It's going to be what happens. Can it make a run up to this 340 that it tested a couple of times? And if I see one of these wicks where it comes up to 340 and it turns again, I'm going to hammer it short one more time. So I want to make sure I'm involved either way there. I don't love my initial price here at 314, but it's still going to be a solid trade if we can get a break of 3 even. I want to have some on board. And then CRIS, again, we're just sort of sitting in the money on the consolidation of that name here, as it does try to come back in. It's put in a couple of successive higher lows, and I've been sort of shorting. I shorted on the way down at 280. I then shorted this one sort of in this VWAP range here at 268 is my now average price. Now I'm taking some off every time it dips down below VWAP, but I'm maintaining a core short, because when 240 breaks on this one, we'll take some out in front of 230. Ultimate target, 2 even, down where we were in the pre-market. So CRIS to the short side, we like our position here. Solid price, risking to about 275 on a break. So the pricing is a little bit better than in Hertz, where I am risking 10 cents to my resistance point at 25. And I'm still not going long Hertz. It hasn't happened at any point today. I can't completely rule it out. It's just I really am not feeling it. And speaking of having a bias in one direction, Andrew, do you ever find, even as you're a tape reader or looking at that time in sales, do you find yourself in a spot where you just can't bring yourself to go one direction or the other? And do you find that's a good thing for you, or is it bad to have that hard of a bias?
I use a bias as an indicator, so I will add that to part of my check marks. And if there is a case where I can't find a bias, I just sit on my hands. I think one of the things, and I'm sure you guys know this, is when you're questioning what you're doing, it's probably best not to make the trade. And I wanted to follow up with you guys. Do you guys still review your own trades, and how do you do that?
100%. One of the things that I like to do, I mean, I have like a little iPad. You kind of see this here, an iPad of all the symbols that I'm looking at. I'll write down some key levels, some thoughts that I have and what I'd like to do. The first thing I want to see is, did I make the trades that I planned on making? Anything I missed on for whatever reason, I need to make sure I see what the why was. Occasionally, it's just going to be too many names that I was watching, and that's why I would have missed a trade there. But you got to figure out why you did not take the trades that you thought were going to be there. And then the trades that you have on, the afternoon is a good time. I used to take transit in on the train. I now drive in. One of the things I like to do on the train home sometime is go over some of my trades as well. It's a good little quiet time, throw on the headphones and be able to do that. But you have to make sure you're reviewing your winners and your losers. I find I learn more from the losing trades than necessarily the winning trades, because there's a lot of good ways, there's a lot of good decisions that you're making if you had a winner on. And you want to make sure you're doing that on a daily basis. It gets easier and easier over time. I don't want to give everything away here because, of course, remember at 1 o'clock, we're going to be doing this live for you guys on our Market Wisdom channel. Our last topic, one of our topics, sorry, check that, is going to be trade review. Such an important thing. And I love the fact that you reinforce this for us, Andrew, that you do it on a daily basis. I love that you have your notes there to even show us live, guys. And if anyone wants to be in this spot, talking to us about your trades, asking any questions, participating on the show, it's a lot of fun for us to see you guys and girls on the show as our guest trader of the day. If you want to join in, make sure you send us an email for that one. I just got blown out. So I'll go WTF on CRIS. I had just mentioned I was getting shares out in front of 240 looking for a flush, and that I had a 275 stop, and then it stopped me out, breaking 275 and comes right back in. So I don't know, sort of bad luck happening there. This is why you got to take some profit off on the way down. It allows you to still be profitable on the trade overall. I am still looking for a 230 break if it can happen. I'll probably have to jump into a short at that point. If it fails again below this 293 even mark, I'll try to jump in on the top side one more time. But for now, just short and hurts.
Okay, yeah, good calls there and good talk. Yeah, Neil, don't give away too much of our trader preparation segment there. Okay, we did get long AMD off a near VWAP right now. It's trying to break it to the downside. We're going to give it all the way to 58 if this one doesn't happen. This looks, I mean, again, it's just a scalp time for me, man. It's like 11:20. We take a little bit more shares here, and then we just start taking like 7-8 pennies off of a 58.25 long. Some of our outs here, 30, 31, our best out 34. So we'll wait to get on that one, on that tip, needless to say. Our Tesla long is still working, guys. We still are long right here, waiting to see if it can take out. I mean, look at this, 106 over and over and over again. If it does take that out, then let's just see what we have in store for us. We are long still right here, 103 and change. Oh yeah, our Donkey Kong back into the money now as well. DraftKings back upside. Let's see what's going on. And quickly before we throw to Brendan, we did get a request on Peloton, so let's go there as well. I do like it, guys, breaking above this little wick here, 47.50. I'm going to go long Peloton, so you'll see that flash in soon if Peloton gets above VWAP and then breaks this. It's not the day's high, but this moment high here, 47.55. It's Mr. Wicken's neighborhood, and we all live in it. What up?
A little Canadian content, guys. Ballard Power here up 9.5% today. Not seeing any news on this name, but a huge volume just coming in there in the past half an hour or so through 13.50 now for BLDP, 9.25%. I wanted to touch on that topic that you guys were talking on with Andrew there, in the sense that you have to kind of tie in your review to your plan. And Andrew, I'll throw this back at you a little bit. How much weight do you put on how you executed versus what your plan was going into the day?
That would be extremely so if I had a plan, so let's say one of my favorite plays is what I call the morning rush. It happens within the first 2 minutes. And it's basically, I think, and I'll never know because I'm not a hedge fund, is a play on what's happening from market on open orders and buy side imbalances or sell side imbalances, that often a price will stick, and it'll stick for maybe 5 seconds, and it'll come back and stick again. And if you hit that bid, we'll just take this long hard, you can usually get 15, 20 cents really quickly in the morning. So when I go back, I record my trades. So I'll go back and be like, oh man, I wasn't paying attention to the futures. The futures were dropping hard and this held. I should have added more size. And in response to your question more directly, if I had went in and the futures were dropping and I saw the bid stick once and I went long, well, I knew that I need to see it stick at least twice. So that's part of that play. And if I can actually pull it up for you guys, I'll go ahead and share my screen really quick to show you what my playbook actually, participant disabled screen sharing. I can actually show you pieces of my playbook that I use to reinforce what these trades look like when that screen sharing is available.
we will open up that screen sharing in a minute. Our production team just working on that one. I did want to go back quickly, guys. Tesla breaking through that level, so this could be a decent trade for us. Once again, we're long 103 right here. Well, I keep saying 103, but it's 1,003. It did just break out this 06. Let's wait to see. We'll get out some up here. If we can get another $7-8 winner, we'll take it, guys. Let's look for 1,008 maybe as a stopping point here. Let's get out very, very soon. Nice little $4 winner now. Andrew, if you could try now. Apparently that little problem's been fixed. We can go back to you right here for some screen share. If you're ready.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, guys, go back to him if he's ready. There you
go. Share screen.
Are you still on? Oh, there you go. What do you guys want to do here? Okay, we'll just take it over. Let us know when you are ready.
Yeah.
AMD comes up. Let's go. Go back to him, guys. Yep, we see it.
All right, yeah. So here's my whole playbook here: high-low pullbacks, morning rush, support pivots, and inside these playbooks, there's not only detailed descriptions of what they are, but there's also examples of when they worked. There's also examples sometimes of when they don't work and when they transition. So just to go over the morning rush one, here's what I looked for in that play, and then here are examples of it sticking and getting short. Here's examples of it sticking and me getting long. So having those to reinforce and to look at it every single day make a huge difference.
All right, guys, good look there. Thanks for getting that all fixed up, guys. There's Tesla, and there's we just got out of Tesla. I don't know why. There it is. There's the show up right there. It goes through 108. We don't get out, but we take it out 106.90 on the way back down. So there it is, guys. Another $4 winner right there. Falling down some money now for us on Tesla. Nice little win. Buy it here, out here at this first resistance spot of 106, then out again at 107 on that rip up. So nice little trade there on Tesla. We're back to Greensville on that one. Let's just call up our trades quickly, guys, to give you an update of what we do have on. And you mentioned Macy's there, Andrew. Your boys got this one still. Okay, I don't know why it's not. Let's call it up here. This is the board right now. I don't know why it's there. It is 786 is the current long on Macy's. That's a 46-cent winner. AMD comes back from the dead. That's a 10-cent winner. DraftKings. We're going to just try to play some momentum there. That's a flat trade right now. Those are 3 longs. We just got out of our Tesla. Big time win right there. Really happy with the way this day has shaped up. It didn't start off great. I did have some FOMO, and we will be talking about that coming up soon, guys. And we'll actually do the coming up board right now. Why don't we talk about that coming up right now? Live recording at 1 p.m., guys. Join us live as we talk about these 4 topics. And why we talk about FOMO is because of CCL here. There's always going to be trades, Andrew, that you miss every single day. For me, I wrote down, and it was a 5-star play on here. I don't know if you can see it. There's a bunch of stars there besides CCL. Don't worry about the zooming there. And it was 22 break. The problem is it happens literally in the first minute. Kind of what you're talking about there. When you get that first minute sort of crack trading, it breaks and then cracks all the way down here to $21, almost in a straight line. So we do miss that one and give up the ghost there on CCL, and I have yet to trade it. It's my #1 stock over the last little while, and we missed it today, but CCL, fun to trade, and there, learn a little bit from that. So will you be joining us at 1 p.m. Today, Andrew?
Oh, yeah. I'll be watching you guys. I also have to admit that CCL has been a cash cow for me. You guys don't have a button for that, but if you did, CCL has been it's been great trading.
Yeah, we do. Here we go. I'll explode the money for you. Here it comes right now. Bang! There it is.
There it is. Yeah,
we
CCL
love that.
has been. And you know what I really love about CCL, like, you know, again, like personally finding things that work for you is like it's tight spreads, it's obvious buyers and sellers on the bid. Like Tesla and Apple and sometimes Starbucks, they're way harder to read. The tape reading is just more challenging. You
Right.
usually for risk. But I have to say, what I really love about your guys' show is, I don't know if this helps other people, but my weakness comes after 10:30, and you guys have plays after 10:30. So when I watch you, I usually just sit down and watch and see how you guys organize your thoughts post that time, so that I can start incorporating those plays into what I do and make them my own. Because you guys tear it up after 10:30. It's awesome. I love it.
That's what we love, though. That's why we're trying to build this community here, because I think everybody has weakness in their game, something that's their strength, and we can all certainly learn from each other a little bit. You talked about CCL, of course. A lot of people are making money on that one. We're talking about FOMO here, and also trade preparation and what you can do what you can do to make yourself better. JFIN here, guys. Another halt to the downside. And one thing, just because we don't have locates, and I called a couple of shorts here, and I did want to be short this name, just because I wasn't able to take the position, I still have to pay attention to what it does and how I could have traded it. I think it's a little unrealistic to have gotten a 25 even break. So even when it reopens here, if it's below 20 even, I'll probably be watching this one to see where we could have structured a short after this halt to the downside. So just because I can't put the trade on doesn't mean I can't learn from this. It's up 600%. It was like 900 at one point, and I like trading these when I can short them on the way down. But I'm going to see what our plan would have been, regardless of whether we have a trade or not in JFIN. I think it's going to continue to probably come downside if it can hold that 20 even mark, and it wouldn't be crazy to me to see $10 at some point again today on this name.
No, Jathan, yeah. And again, thanks to our viewers. I know you just shouted them out as well. And that's why it happens, guys. Sometimes give us that super chat. We'll look at some names, and then our whole group can hit it. It just goes too fast. Like right now, I'm seeing Rob Frame talking to me about Beyond. So, okay, see if I see it, we can talk to it. And it has nothing really to do with the super chat. That just puts you at the top there, and it gives us a chance to see it. So if you can do that, we'll give Valeria some Starbucks drinks there with those super chats. So here goes Beyond Meat, guys. Yeah, I mean, look at this. We just talked about it, and you hit the nail on the head there, Andrew, when you said how important VWAP was. I mean, just look how important this is today. It cracks right here, Beyond Meat. This is a 1-minute chart, guys. So just to give you some information on what kind of time frames we're using, we use a bunch of different ones, but on the show here, look, breakdown here, VWAP 158.20 gives you about $2. Breaks back to the upside, gives you unlimited. Then it breaks, it hovers around here, but this break does break all the way down, then comes rifling back up, has a problem, then drops, then bounces, then hits and takes off. So, I mean, needless to say, VWAP would have given you like dollars here on Beyond Meat today. So to give you an update right now, Rob, I think that's who it was, 159.50 here, great little long. It's where you had some bunch ups here. I prefer a 160 break on Beyond Meat. I'll go with you long here, 160 Beyond Meat breaking to the upside there. And it's a stock logo that we have, I believe, and we do like it. Shout out to whatever that guy's name was. We did have a kid here that one time helped us with some of these graphics. Does anybody remember what his name was, Rob? Ivan. Yeah, he made the worst Beyond Meat graphic of all time. It's not that one. It was some cow.
It was horrible.
Yeah, I don't know if you were watching us at that time, Andrew, but it was basically a cow. He looked back and forth, and he tried to decide to eat the meat or eat himself, basically, or grass, and he always chose grass, so it was a little bit freaky there. But here goes Beyond Meat. I'm going to take it through 160 there. But again, a shout out to our viewers, guys. We'll see that very, very soon. What up, Brandon?
I just wanted to reiterate a point there that Andrew made. Andrew, when it comes to time of day, knowing where your kind of wheelhouse is and trading in that time frame is so important. And that is one of the things that, guys, we're going to talk about this afternoon at 1 o'clock when it comes to trade review. It really just, accentuates where you do your best, where you do your worst, where you need to work on things. One of the things that we like to look at this time of day are significant levels, guys. We talked about 5 below earlier on this morning. An earnings day, and they reported aftermarket yesterday, sitting right now, guys, at 115. It's just kind of bouncing along this 115 right now, this 5 below. Only if we do see some volume coming into this to the downside would I look at that 115 break. But significant levels in combination with volume at a certain time of day can be helpful. Guys.
Yeah, and volume is one of those things you're just seeing a heck of a lot more now. So you do adjust, of course. What was good volume on a stock a month ago might not be the same thing today, guys. Boeing moving to the upside right now.
I just got that note from you guys on the chat, Brendan.
Something happened here.
I don't know what's happening here with Boeing, but we go long 206, a small position because we have no idea what's going on.
But 203 was where the break started. So if it pulls all the way back to 203, I think there's some support down there. So let's see it on this one in front of 203.
Yeah, it could just be a break here.
Boeing has also been Boeing has been the leader for the airline, so I wouldn't be surprised if DAL, UAL, AAL start following suit as that relative strength starts to pick up.
Yep, I agree with that one. We are long here 206, so let's just see what happens. We're going to give it back to 203, like Neil was mentioning there. I'm not sure what that break was all about. Might have just been some volume, so it looks like we'll take a little bit of a bath on this long. It's not a huge spot. I know you do talk about us giving some plays after 10:30. We give the plays, but most of the real, I guess, share size and capital is spent probably in the first half hour. I think you'd probably agree with that one, Neil.
Yeah, I mean, certainly. I think lately with these names that do like 200 million shares, there's going to be obvious exceptions when you're talking about like Hertz or GNUS. Sometimes lately, sometimes Luckin Coffee's been doing that. But for the most part, you are going to find you're going to have those best trades, as everyone always says, in that first hour of the day. It doesn't mean there aren't other opportunities. I just tried to catch this dip a second time on Boeing here. I got 205.47. I tried to get some more here at 204.21 because it held that 203 for the time being. So let's see what's going on here. It's a massive volume spike. It's a move to the upside. Of course, Boeing down on the day, but it has been a big time runner lately.
Well, that's it. Late June.
Okay, is that what it is? Let's go, Brendan, what do you got?
Certification. Let's go to Brendan.
Yeah, the 737 MAX guys are looking at late June, which is an improvement over the end of July, early August was the last update. But recertification for the 737 MAX late June, guys.
Okay, so let's see how far this one can go.
Exactly.
We're going to give it all the way back down here, like we said, to 203 and change. And there we go for you, Brendan. You don't get enough love, so here it comes right there for that. So Brendan, the GOAT around here. If anybody knows what that stands for, greatest of all time. Probably Michael Jordan. I know there's some talk about LeBron there. I'm going to go with MJ myself. Neil, opinion?
You have to say Michael Jordan. I think that's the correct answer. The only way I'll give you LeBron James, and I think it's fair, is if I'm sitting there and it's like LeBron James and 4 random people off of the street, you probably take LeBron over Jordan because he's just such a crazy athlete. But if you have an actual NBA team and you want to win, let's go with Michael Jordan. He's just a born winner. You've seen it. Everyone watched that documentary. I mean, you can say what you want about his personality, but the guy gets the job done, especially in crunch time. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. It's about that. It's not about the raw ability. It's about winning those ball games, guys. So I got the same structure Boeing trade here. I'm just going to give it to 203. And it's not that it's a round number. It was just that was the resistance that it punched through. So it's sort of buying this on the way up or on the way back down, at least from that spike. If it wants to trade lower than the previous resistance on news like this, then I just got to take it off because obviously it's not going to give the juice, despite the fact that it's an improvement on that timeline, guys. So long here in Boeing, 204.80. We'll give it a couple of dollars here to see if we can't retest the opening range, which is at 211 actually. So if it gets back up there, fantastic. I'll have taken some off in the 7, 8, 9 range before it gets to that price. However, I do have a few positions on right now. One of them I just added was Whiting Petroleum. I did mention this in the chat, and we were talking about this when we do our preparation in the mornings. You get our key levels. I talked about 190 to 2 even. I like that short. I shorted on the way down, chased it 10%, bad move. Now we're getting that same price again here at $1.90, sort of joining a seller at that price with a $1.95 to $2 even area stop. If it gets down to VWAP, we'll take some out. If it breaks that, we'll hang on for dear life. Whiting's down 20%. So with the short sell restriction, you do have to find you're working into shorts on the way back up or just preying on a breakdown. With your style of trade there, Andrew, how often do you run into that sort of the uptick rule, the SSR? Is that a problem for you? If you're trading heavily off the morning, especially at the open for those breakout type plays, if they're to the short side, certainly you have to come across that from time to time. You can't get into position. Now, how do you resist not chasing when you miss that break?
I just want to say real quick that 3170 on DAL was holding. Right now it's 3183, taking that off on a leader of Boeing. But in terms of the uptick rule, it's like I honestly haven't run into it that much. And the truth is, I don't know why. I tend to stay away from stocks that are hard to borrow, but those are completely two different things. And the need the ability to resist chasing, I think, comes from the fact of you practicing, learning how to let go. So this happens all the time in trading. It happens in martial arts. I've done that for 10 years. And say you'll be doing like an arm bar on somebody and they start wiggling out and trading really, wiggling out and moving around. You have to be able to let it go and be able to transition to the next thing, because otherwise you're just going to be wasting your energy. And the same thing happens with trading, at least for me, where I make that analogy. Because there's something inside that says there's more opportunity. When this person moves, or when this stock moves again in 15, 20, 30 minutes, you're going to have another chance. Even if it's not with that particular stock, maybe it's with another one. So I think cultivating that skill, and don't forget, it is a skill. You can practice it. You can write a poem and burn it. I don't know. You can think of something, get creative.
Yeah, 100%. 100% about that. And I'll be perfectly honest with you here. It's one thing for me. Boeing through 206. I'm taking some off just on that little break there. 206.10 for me. So about $1.30, $1.40 winner. But I'm still looking for a target up at around 210. But as you mentioned about that in chasing, I find
going up.
No, I think they're all going to come to the upside here, because you have 3,200 approaching on the ES. We break that. Not a heck of a lot of reason to get out. So I'm still willing to give Boeing all the way back to 203 here. We could have an absolute home run monster on our hands. And it kind of already is. So Boeing for the win. When it comes to chasing, one thing I talk about traders sometimes doing, it's called scratching the itch. So what you might do is if you sit there and you're like, oh, I can't stop myself from taking it, but you can somehow have the internal discipline to take 10% of the risk or 20% of the risk, that's a step of positive progress. That can be practicing doing that. So I like to do that. Fortunately, I did it in whiting myself. I do find, look, sometimes I'm going to chase, but if I can at least maintain a smaller position when I'm chasing, and then the risk reward is worth it at that point, or a little bit better, that's one positive step, and you keep building on that, and eventually you turn into a robot like our good friend Arun, who does the futures trading for us.
I got to drop that airplane
rate. I'm out of DAL at 39.98.
Great call.
There's a huge buyer at 32. A huge seller at 32. You can see 45, 139, huge. So that's a good 30-cent winner.
Andrew, you could be probably a host on our show, and maybe we'll look at that for one day later. But look at this, guys. If you know what movie this is from, put it into the chat, because your boy reloaded, and here it comes right here. So I know Neil has shares as well. Did you hear that? I'll hit it again. I'll be quiet. Okay, type what, I don't know if you know what movie that's from, Andrew, but here we go to the upside. We reloaded down here at 204, nice. So nice in here, 206 off that initial news. Thank you to the viewers, and thank you to Brendan. And now we go upside, 208. We still have this trade on. Giddy up right now.
Beautiful trade.
Well, thank you, my friend.
It's
AMD also, Neil.
I love the teamwork, because it's Brendan getting that news really quick here. It's such a fantastic move. I'm still targeting that 210 area. You did have it open here at 211 and slide down, so I'd expect a little bit of resistance if it breaks 208 in front of that 210. I'll be getting out of that one at that price, so it's a $3.50 win right now. Looking for just a little bit more on that one. I'm still in this Hertz short, which can't seem to get going, but I think that's going to happen for us soon. Here's that 208 break on Boeing. Market headed back to the upside, but not breaking 3,200. Thought that might have a chance to do that when Boeing made this run.
Yeah, I want to make, if I can point something out, that Boeing for me personally is too much risk. It's too choppy. The spread's I just don't like it. But knowing that Boeing has been leading the other airlines, I can take a trade in those. So even though I wasn't able to go along with what these guys are doing, guys, if you know what stocks are leading or following, you can jump into those that have way less risk, and you can either take bigger size, or if you're just learning, you get to take in whatever size and risk share you're comfortable with. And for me personally, Dale is a better trade.
You know what? I love hearing that. Sean, there was a time when I think people who didn't want to be trading the futures a few months back, it was you could watch runs to the downside in the futures, and then some of the coronavirus, high flyer stocks that are small caps would be going to the upside, and that correlation for at least a few weeks allowed you to basically play not instead of the Q and the SPY or the ES or the NQ. You could just play in some of those small caps because they would do the inverse. And so if you can ever find those types of tools, I mean, that's what it's all about here. So I'm going to give an arrows up to both our, all of our airline longs, obviously here, but the learning experience that we're all getting from this. And look, if you guys have just tuned in today, this is what it's all about. This is why we want to bring on guest traders. We want to see people who are just started out trading a week ago. I want to see traders who've been trading for 10 years. Everything in between, we can all learn something. And if you don't think you can, you're literally in the wrong business and you should just get out.
Yeah, exactly. Here comes Boeing. A little bold there. We're going to get out a little bit here. 208's bounced a couple times. Maybe I think this is not a bad spot to get out of some of our Boeing if we can. I have an order at 207.90, so we'll see if we can get some out. Should have just got some out there in the 70s. Don't know why we're waiting for 90s, but we'll wait on that one. Anyways, those of you that were saying that my DraftKings position wouldn't work out, I'm not saying, but I'm just saying. DraftKings right now out here, 30, that's a 40-cent winner right there. I know it's nothing special, but the range is pretty much 50 cents in the last little while. So when we get out there, good out up there near 40, and there's the Boeing trade again. So we'll hit the confetti because that does hit us out there, obviously. As right now we're going to break through 208. We just got out there, Neil. I don't know what your opinion is, but it does go all the way to 210. Maybe fades back down a little bit. So we're holding half of what we have left now on this name, but really proud of taking that trade. And I want to give a big shout out to our fans because I actually looked down. We always watch the chat, guys.
Yes.
I know we slowed it down a little bit, but that's for you and that's for us, why we slowed it down so everybody can see exactly what's happening. And bang, what an out right there on Boeing. We hit the siren, 208, good out, saved ourselves a buck. What up, B-Wick?
Just having a look at Workhorse, guys. We had earnings on this one, I think it was earlier in the week, but another day to the upside here for WKHS. Just popping up on a volume scanner, you can see down here, big volume spike as we got to day highs. We're still not above this pre-market high up here, 4 even for Workhorse, but nice look in the last little 20 minutes here for WKHS, guys.
Yeah, and guys, watch out. Hertz is sliding back down to the bottom. And again, if it keeps on doing this over and over again, we saw this setup happen in Luckin a couple of weeks ago, or maybe it was a week ago. Also, Hertz did this as well. At the same time of day, it was about this same kind of setup with VWAP and then the quarters above. And then it tried bouncing over and over again in the same tight range. And whether you had it in the 15 to 20 range or you caught it on the break of 3, it was just a great trade for about an hour going into the afternoon. It could be setting up just like that again. So I'm looking at a 3 even break. I am short here already at 314. I would certainly be adding them. And look, you can see here on our chart, if you ever see these sort of gold lines, I don't know what color that is, to be honest with you. I'll make it a better color so you guys can see better here. But I have orders out here, and there's a line on my chart showing me where my offers are sitting in case it pops back up here. I do have some bids in front of 3. I have a stop order that we can get triggered if 3 even breaks. We'll try to get that one. But Hertz has been a good one, and I don't want to get too far away from it just because it's consolidating at lunchtime. But Brendan has something for us, and there's his graphic.
Yeah, there I go again. VRM here, guys. Just an update. Just flushed through that closing price from yesterday. So a big volume spike as we flushed through, I think it was 48.25 or 48.27 to the downside. So VRM starting to puke a little.
See, I had a stop order through 50 there, so I don't know what happened there. I don't know. I assume we got the shorts there from Greg, but I'll have to look to see what happened there. Maybe the flush was just so big and I missed it, but I don't even see it in my order log. So there we go, guys. Hertz, I don't know, maybe he's talking to you. I haven't. Anomaly there beats. I don't know what share size Neil has. I haven't traded Hertz in forever, so it's been a popular stock, obviously, on board today. I want to talk a little bit about Boeing here. $208. Great out there. Saved ourselves a couple bucks. Let's see what it wants to do on the way back upside now. But I'm still in half. I mean, we've got out. So I got out a third. Actually, it's a third. It's a third here, a third here. It's half of what's left on this position. So about a third left, I should say, to be honest with you guys, on our Boeing trade here. We're going to give it back to 204.
Absolutely. I think one thing you got to consider when you're talking about how much share size you want to use is your risk allowance on a day. We're sponsored by Day Trade the World. You can see a floor sort of behind us here. There's no traders on it right now. There are a few that are remote. I can tell you right now that there are traders who have a few $100,000 in buying power. There are traders that have a few $1 million in buying power, and then they have a set risk. And if you're allowed to risk 1,000, 2,000 a day, and I'll tell you this right now, if you want to trade more than 10,000 shares in Hertz and you only have $1,000 stop loss, you're out of luck. So that's the first thing that you have to consider. It's what's your risk tolerance going to be. And if you're giving it 10, 15 cents per move, you've got to consider using a correct amount of size. The other thing I want to talk about too, guys, is in the pre-market action here. If I'm going to be taking a position at 9 o'clock in Hertz, and sometimes it's been 830 or 840. Sometimes it'll be as small as 1/10 or 20% of what you would normally put on. And that's just because of liquidity at that time and these types of moves off of the open. You never want to get wicked out like this on full size. Otherwise, your entire day is done before it started. On consolidation breaks like 3 even, it's a lot easier to say, yeah, I'm going to go with 5-10,000 shares, because if 3 even breaks and doesn't go right away, I can just snap out of 80% of it, no problem, and then then have my risk on that I'm comfortable with at that point. So you have to use size that you're comfortable with based on your risk allowed, not just the amount of buying power that you might happen to have, because every trade is going to be different. Sometimes you can put millions of dollars worth of shares into a $3 name and your risk is fine. Other times you put that same amount in a stock that has a low float and you're risking way more than you bargained with, but you just put it on because you have the dollars to do it. So that's the first thing you got to consider here. Hertz is about to break. I'm still long in Boeing right now. I'm feeling like my target at 210 is maybe a little bit aggressive. I'm going to dig in to see if I can maybe correct that. I think Sean with that out at 2, it looks pretty darn good right now, but Hertz is breaking 3 even, so I do have to get to that one. When this breaks, it's short sell restricted. I am going to trigger a short 99. Hopefully I get some shares in there. We got triggered there. I have not gotten filled. No uptick yet. I'm trying to get shorts on Hertz on that little break, but looks like we didn't get anything. We need that uptick. Where is it? There we go. It's got slapped in there on Hertz as it came back above 3 even immediately, guys. Slap. So again, I still like it to about 325. I'll probably add in front of VWAP. I gotta be honest with you. I've been short all morning long. We're just gonna add to it all the way up to 325. Boeing right now holding 207. That's a problem if it can't break back up to 208 for us, guys. A big one. I don't want a winning trade to turn to a loser, so I might slide my stop up from 203 to about 205 to lock in a win.
Yeah, and you got to lock in your winners. That's part of it for sure. And look, my Boeing out was a good one. I think it could still go higher. You guys know we're still in some of that, and I know Neil just talked about it, so we don't need to work too much on that. One of my top stocks today, AMD. Look at this buy, and I think this is what you're talking about, Andrew. This was in the first minute. You get this AMD buy breaking through 57.50, and then it's off to the races, and you get a big move, and that's really the only move all day here. It's made a big move down and then came back up. So there we go, back to the upside there. And once again, thank you, Anomaly Beats there for once again a second super chat. I guess thanking Neil for that explanation.
I want to add to that, Anomaly. One thing to consider here is we had to pay to be able to. So we had to pay to be able to short Hertz today, and it was about 10 cents a share. So that is going to factor in there. There are traders on the floor that are willing to pay a couple of grand to do it. For me, there's always a limit in terms of how much you'll pay for a short, and you have to consider what is the day's range. What style of trade are you going to do? If you're going to make 1,000 trades a day because you're in and out, then fine, you can recycle those shares and make it that way on 5-10 cent winners. But if you're holding for a long time, you got to make sure you got some 20, 30, 40 cent upside in a play in Hertz if you're going to pay 10 cents a share. And that goes for like Nikola, which was like 90, it was like 90 cents a share. Sorry, was it 90 cents a share? I think Nikola, something like that. So, 100 shares cost you 90 bucks.
I haven't even shorted it yet.
Yeah, missed that one. I did short it. Actually, I want to go back. I kind of have to go back to Nikola here because I want to show this one how ridiculous it was. I was talking to Kevin about this. That's me. That's top wick on the opening range. So the stop seemed like it was a good area, but I'm that guy today on Nikola. So I'll flush myself down. Actually, I'll go hit this one. We don't use this enough, and it's perfect when it goes right in the middle of the chart like that. So big time fail for me. I only have a couple of negative stocks today, but Nikola is the big one. AMC as well. I didn't do too well on after giving my profit away that I made. But you make top wick, and the trend is right, and I had a $7 win that I didn't take. There's a lot that was wrong with that trade. I'll be reviewing that one heavily today and probably thinking about it when I'm sleeping, to be honest with you.
Awesome. Hey, just a quick comment on Sean's AMD there. And one of the things that, I just wasn't watching AMD today, but I want to share something that I think may be really useful to everyone. That this trade, if I'm going to go ahead and just share my screen really quick again. That this trade here is part of what I call my pre-market Momo, which is basically, there I am. Okay. Basically, it gets up above it and it just shoots up. And you could see, you could easily make maybe like 60, 50 cents based on this. But I didn't get a chance to trade it today. And I wish I got an affiliate link for that thing, but I don't. Trading Sim, I can go back in time, type in AMD, go back to whatever date I want, type in that date, and I can go trade that trade and go practice it. by just hitting this play button. You can do 1 minute a second, whatever it is. I don't work for these people, but this has been such a valuable resource in honing in my trading skills and finding the right plays. And you have level 2 and all this stuff there. It's all available. So like the tools that we have today are so much significantly better than what they were 5 or even 10 years ago. So you can go back, and I'll repeat this, and I guarantee you that I wouldn't have reloaded in here, but I should have. And I can go back and practice that so that next time it happens, because it'll happen again, I'm taking heavier size here.
Exactly. It sort of comes down to that muscle memory that you want to build, right? It's that you don't want that hesitation on the reload spots. You know,
No.
you know you're supposed to do it, you see it, it's lined up, but you build the muscle memory and then you're not even thinking about it. You're literally just hitting keys and then, you know, getting that trade action in there. Look, it's been fantastic having you on here. Can't say that enough, Andrew. It's been a blast. We do have a few earnings that are going to be coming out here, and I know we got to get to that with Brennan in just a quick second here. But also remember, coming up, we do have at 1 o'clock that trading review. We're talking a little bit about FOMO as well. 4 separate topics that we're going to cover live for you guys on our Market Wisdom page. But for now, I think we need to get over to our earnings. Here comes that 208 again, Sean. I think this time I got to take some profit if it can't break. Let's go to Brennan.
You might want to do that, but let's check earnings.
Guys, there's actually nothing terribly exciting as far as earnings are concerned coming out after market or before the open, so we don't need to look at that. I do want to mention this, though. Somebody I just saw in the chat, they're asking about LATAM Airlines, LTM. They were actually moved to OTC markets, so LTM is now LTMAQ. On the pink sheets. So they were wondering why that symbol wasn't trading. That's probably why you're looking at the wrong symbol first off and exchange secondly. So if you're looking at LTM, now on the OTC, guys, LTMAQ. Yeah, a couple more minutes to go here. Why don't we throw up the board and see what's coming up this afternoon? We'll have a look at how we are going to talk about some education topics coming up this afternoon at 1 p.m. over on Market Wisdom. We're going to talk about, trade prep, real-time scanning, trade review, and dealing with FOMO, which we all deal with, Andrew, on a daily basis. Tell us what your, I guess, top trick is for dealing with FOMO.
Breathing. Honestly, I've been meditating for, I don't know, since I was 16 or 17. And I know that feeling I get, it's like it boils in a certain part of my body and I just know to take a breath, change the symbol. And you know what? I'm fallible, I'm human. I sometimes fall for it and I'll chase. But that's really the best thing, is just to breathe and know that there's always more opportunity. There's always opportunity. I have a scan that I run at the end of the day that basically finds the best pullbacks of the day, and it says, oh, they went up, 20 times its pullback or 15 times its pullback. And I just have that scan there to remind me that it's okay that you miss a trade. You move on. But breathing is definitely it. That's the key for me.
You have to find whatever works for you. To be perfectly honest, I've found that if I'm not at least somewhat active throughout the week, multiple times a day, I just don't have the same level of energy. My head's not in the same space. So one rule I have too is if you ever find yourself getting a lack of sleep or enjoying the night a little bit too much, and then you come in trading, it's automatically less size for me. I've actually tracked my performance early on when I was probably going out more, and it was absolutely pitiful. So I would always put size down, or sometimes not even trade at all. Maybe go into paper trading in the first couple of years that I was doing this. But we do have one thing we like to do every single day here. You might watch it. If you watch the show every single day, you're going to know at this time of day, we got to throw to Valeria to see what national day it is. And I feel like this is more of an American thing here, but we're going to throw it up. So let's go to Valeria.
I'll let you know.
Daniel, yes, we have a lot of viewers from USA. And by the way, hello, Andrew. Well, thank you very much for joining us today, guys. You can join us also. Send your request at Marketing and Trader TV Live to trade together and talk live. And thank you very much to all of you for your support, for likes, nice words, and super chats. Guys, as usual, I'm saying what national day is today. So today is the National Iced Tea Day. Hopefully you have a nice weather and you can drink some iced tea, guys.
Andrew,
Iced tea's
thoughts?
pretty good. I don't know how American iced tea is. I feel like that's maybe like an international drink.
it's from
that
the
everyone
South.
loved.
It's
But,
the South.
yeah, let's drink some iced tea today. Hats off to everyone that did well and is learning today.
Yeah, cheers to the iced tea. I have a coffee here. Coffee mug sponsored to you by OTCX. So there you go.
I want to say too that Neil, what you were saying about like taking off time. I would say like maybe 2 or 3 months ago, I had a significant breakup, and I just went into my sim account for a week just because I know that my emotions weren't going to be in touch with the reality that the market was. And after a week, I was back to real money again. So give yourself that break if it is happening. It's really smart that you're self-aware enough to do those things.
Yeah, and you build to that, to be perfectly honest with you. Hertz just broke again, $3. I reloaded at 306. We're going to take the nice win here as it hopefully gets back to that 260 mark. But we're about to end the show. It's at 12 o'clock time. It's a great note to end on because I think it's such an important thing. Know yourself. Know when to take a break. Know when to load up more shares. Know when to back off. We try to do it the best as we can building this community. And if you want to be in Andrew's spot, please send us an email so you can join and be a guest trader of the day. I can't thank you enough for joining in here. It's been a lot of fun. And for the entire team here down the line, Valeria doing an awesome job as always. Even though you didn't wear the dark shirt on Dark Shirt Day, even Andrew was participating in that. Sean?
It was Dark Shirt Day? I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Well, according to, we're all wearing dark shirts today. I don't think there's very much fruit salad that's been eaten today. The better the day is, I think that's a good barometer for us, whether Sean got to have and enjoy some of that fruit salad. Did you?
No, it's because remember it was a little bit off tasting whatever that green melon is there. I've lost my mind. I'm still looking at Boeing here, waiting to go. It's been a great day. Yes, guys, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Andrew. We do have Maria coming up on Friday as well. So our first female guest of the day. That should be a lot of fun as well. So any parting remarks, Andrew? Tell everybody why they should hit subscribe if they haven't yet.
Hey guys, also these guys have been so helpful. Go out and hit the like button as many times as you can. They are providing so much value. I've been in this game for not over 10, let's say 8 years-ish at this point, and what they're doing is phenomenal. So hit that like button, get it over 1,000. And I want to personally thank you guys, and I want to thank you for those who aren't thanking you for what you're doing and what you're sharing. It's invaluable knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you, and that's why you get a Valeria a little whatever dance that was. That's what we do when we get excited around here. You got to have a little bit of fun as well. You can be a robot in your trading if you want to, your execution, but you can't be a robot. You got to enjoy life a little bit there. Thank you again, Andrew. I continue down the line. Thank you, Brendan, for getting us that Boeing news. Of course, we profited there. Brendan. There it is.
I'm making my week.
That's what we like to see. Make your day, make your week. I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This has been Trader TV Live. We will see you tomorrow, guys.